Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Super Old Game Saturday. This is the retro show I put on every Saturday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to give you classic gaming goodness. It's driven by what you have to say in the chat, and we already have some in the chat. Oh boy, it's, I just want to make sure I'm reading your name right. Korea Irish, I think. Correct me if that's not right, but I'm very glad to see you tonight. Thank you for stopping by the show. Got a special game for you, and I think you can probably see on the screen what it is. I have the Sega Genesis Mini unit up. Yes. All right, so you're all set to go. All right, thank you. Sorry if I mangled your name. I got a tough one as it is, so I can relate. Anyway, I come here for classic gaming goodness on Saturday night, driven by what you have to say in the chat and any insights you have on what we're seeing or memories you have on what you're seeing. Tonight I have a game I've said multiple times. We're gonna play it. Tonight we are gonna play it. This is Gunstar Heroes. This came out in 1993 for the Sega Genesis, published by Sega and developed by Treasure. Yeah, the company who was made up of ex-Konami members. Let's get the game started and go into this. It was started by Masato Maegawa, who worked at Konami on games such as the Simpsons arcade game and also the arcade version of Captain Bucky O'Hare, of which there was an NES version as well. And he and a couple of other people at the company who also worked on other games of Konami's like Axlay and Super Castlevania 4 and Contra 3 The Alien Wars, said, we want to do more original properties. They pitched the game you're looking at right now, Gunstar Heroes, to Konami. They said, no, we don't want to see this, or we're not interested. Maybe because it was kind of pulling from what Contra was doing. As we're seeing Gunstar Red, Blue, and Green. So you'll get that perspective. Looking at Smash Daisaku, who is the evil guy who's trying to work for the evil empire that's going to be bringing back gold and silver. Basically a former god of destruction. So I guess it's the Sonic Adventure perspective. But anyway, what happened was that when Konami didn't want to make this, they went to Sega. They formed their own company, Treasure. They went to Sega. They said, can we make this? Sega was saying, well, they were kind of wondering because they said, you're untested, so we have a project we want you to do, which is McDonald's Treasureland Adventure, which I played before on this show. And while they were making it, and I guess when they finished it, Sega looked at them and said, you did a great job on this game. So yeah, absolutely make this game. And so here is Gunstar Heroes. It's a platform shooting game. And I'm going to let the intro go a little more to explain a little more what's going on. So we have Gunstar Red and Green. Well, fine. Red, Blue, and Green. And there's the evil leader of the Empire. That is General Gray, who's gone over taking all of the gems that are going to break the spell of gold and silver. Hi, y'all, Electverse. So good to see you tonight for Gunstar Heroes for Sega Genesis. Though we are using the Sega Genesis Mini console to play this, where it's perfectly emulated here and on the Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack, but this is also in a bunch of other places. There are downloadable versions of this on the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3. It's in the Sega Genesis Classics collection on the PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC, where it's got emulation issues to some degree, but not too bad. Alright, green triangle and blue ball for the win. Yeah, we're going to get to the main gameplay mechanic of this and a lot of Treasure games in the sense that they twist the genre around, because this is a platform shooter, and there is our professor, Dr. Brown, so the Japanese version calls him, although we know him as Professor White. This is the demo showing off what's going to go, but yeah, Korea Irish, okay, I think that's right. If it's wrong, I'm sorry, but point is, he's right, she is right, that the idea of this game is that you're seeing that on the screen, you have those two icons up there, where you're mixing matching weapons, and you have a lot of stuff going on. Hello, Dolly Finn. Good evening to you. We have Gunstar Heroes for the Sega Genesis for you tonight. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Hope you're having a great weekend and night so far. And had a good week and everything. So, yeah, anything you got on this game? Any insights you have if you haven't played this gem of a game from Treasure? As I mentioned, ex-members of Konami, this was the first game they released. They made McDonald's Treasureland Adventure first, but this came out a little before that one by a couple weeks. I'm going to the options menu just to check a couple things. You have difficulties of easy, normal, hard, and expert. I can emphasize some stuff at expert, but I'm going to play this in normal just so I don't get totally destroyed. Go my configurations, which are my button elements of A button for selecting weapons, B for shooting, and C button for jump. Damn yeah. I guess damn yeah as far as the idea of playing this game, and I guess of it being difficult. Because I'll mention when we get to the second level I'm going to choose to play. I was going to show parts of this on expert, but I don't know if I can. I have stuff down for the purpose of maybe showing that later, but for the purpose of just going through and showing this game, and it's not that this game is super easy when you're playing on normal. This game is a fair game, even on expert to a certain degree, except then you have more enemies, more enemy shots, as well as more damage output. But alright, we're going to start on normal with this great game that I know, chat, you've wanted to see. You mentioned in previous chats and previous streams you wanted to see this. I've mentioned we're going to get to this. as far back as when I first showed this Genesis Mini unit off, which was in 2020. I said we're going to get to this game, and here we are. But to start, here's the deal about this game. Yeah, you're playing as red if you're playing 1-player, or 2-player, you play as blue. Yeah, you have a choice of how you want to have your shots going. You have free shot, and you have fixed shot. Free shot means that you can move around while you're shooting. Fixed shot means you stay still when you shoot, but you can fire in every direction. The way I tend to play this, and let me know, chat, as far as how you tend to play this as well, I run free shot, so basically I can keep running while shooting, and you start with a base weapon. You get to choose between 4 of them. You have Force, which is this one. Fine, you start the game with the weapon of your selection, and choose carefully. Alright, yeah, the free shot. Okay, so you play with the free shot, Korea Irish. So, okay, so that's your method of play, and it is a good way of playing, and it is a smart way of playing, especially when you're doing 2-player. We can go into 2-player, because that's where a lot of my memories with this one kind of spark. But yeah, you have the Force, you have the Lightning, which you mentioned, as well as the Seeker. The Seeker will track in on any enemy you shoot towards, basically shoot, and the bullets will go over there, and then you get the fire. Now, here's the deal about this. I'm just selecting one, and I can switch between these. I'll try and show as many of them off. I'm going to start with the Force, but we will show, as you're mentioning, a free shot as well. Seems free shot is the way that people like to play as far as this. So, alright, there you go. So you have a choice of levels. It's kind of like Mega Man. In fact, the way the story of this works, particularly the Japanese version, it's kind of the same as Mega Man, because you have Professor White over there, who resurrected Gunstar red and blue, as well as yellow over there, although she has blue hair. But anyway, you get a selection of stages, because we have to get those 4 gems that the Evil Empire wants to bring back gold and silver. We're going to stop that. So we have the Ancient Ruins, which is where Pink has her mining machine going, and she dug a gem up. We have the Underground Mine, where you have my brainwashed brother, Green, who we need to bring back, and also, get the gem that he has. We have the Flying Battleship, where Captain Orange is hanging around, and he has a ship as well, and he's going to take off. We've got to follow him for that. And then we have Black, who is the Lord of the Strange Fortress. He has a gem as well. You can select any of these missions in any order you want, although I think, and I believe this is correct, chat, correct me if this is not right, I think there is usually a preferred order. I think usually the preferred order is going from left to right, which I tend to do. I think for the purpose of this, we're going to do that. So, in that case, we're going to the Ancient Ruins. And the Empire Army is attacking the natives, so we have to save them. And, let's get started. Let's start hearing this wonderful music by Norio Hanzawa, who also did the music for a lot of other games of Konami's, specifically, as I mentioned, stuff like The Simpsons Arcade and Bucky O'Hare, but also other treasure games like Dynamite Headdy and Mischief Makers, which we're going to play in October, by the way, because I realized today when I was doing checks for stuff that the way the anniversary of that game is lining up, it's going to be on a Saturday, so we're going to start playing it. Okay, what I just did there, the bird that came around, well, I'm shooting the hell out of everything and looking at all of the enemies on screen, all of the destruction, all the flashing images. I do want to give a warning potentially back, because we're going to get the point that even though this is an emulated version where I guess they cut down some of the flashing lights, we're going to get a lot of those. But anyway, you're walking around, shooting the gun. You hit the B button to walk around and shoot. And I picked up, pressing down the B button when that bird dropped that icon, I have the electricity. Press the A button, you switch between each of these individually. So yeah, I have the Force and I have the Lightning, but the whole point of this game and the main gameplay mechanic of it that really sets it apart is being able to mix your guns up. And, yeah, Korea Irish is mentioning this specifically. Yeah, mix the electricity or the lightning with the, chaser, and yeah, you have something that can destroy everything. There's so many to fight. Yes, there are, and that is, a correct perspective, Dolly Finn, and that's also where the 2-player mode, you're seeing up there, it says, press 2-player start button. You can play this in 2-player, and that is the way I play that. Also, I destroyed him really quick. There's also a heart. You pick that up, you get health. You press down and the B button to pick that up. Also, you switch between using your weapons separately or together with the A button, and A is your jump, as well as hitting down and C to do a slide. And there is our first boss. This is the Papaya Dance, who has Balloon Bomber and Mother Ant. Shoot it straight on. Yeah, there are a lot of bosses we're going to run into. You're mentioning so many to fight. And when you're playing a 2-player, that helps a lot, because you have another player to help you shoot. And that actually is my experience for when I first played this game. Alright, by the way, when you see the bird there, you can also do the dive into it by hitting the jump twice. And I'm going to show off specifically what, yeah, Korea Irish was mentioning. Yeah, the chaser and the electricity. It's this electric bolt, and the enemies will keep coming, by the way. So, yeah, they're infinite, basically. So, yeah, just hold the B button, and you're pretty much guaranteed to win for now. But there are other cases where you want to switch. I will show also what they do individually. Yeah, you do this. Actually, I will also show, since we're at this point, yeah, I have a flamethrower. I can just blow things away. And also have the mixture where it's a more powerful laser. But also, yeah, shoot fireballs that way. Or you can also mix them together. So they give you a lot of options as far as how you want to battle. Yeah, as was mentioned, yeah, I was like, yeah, we want to run the electricity, and this, I will not show just this the entire game, but I will run this for sure. Not bad from 4 Konami developers. Yeah, absolutely, and it is interesting this, I guess, that this was their baby. This is the game that Konami above, or the people who made this game at Treasure, who started Konami, said they wanted to make this game more than anything, and maybe Konami was saying, hey, they have Contra around, and these are people who worked on Contra 3, by the way, it's worth pointing that out. They're like, well, we don't need another game based on this, and I guess Sega sort of saw the opportunity. And actually, it was after this then that Konami said, yeah, let's put Contra Hardcore on the Genesis. So feasibly, they must have been paying attention to this, although this was kind of a cult game as far as when it came out, because there was mistrust and, I'm going to say it, xenophobia between Sega of America and Sega of Japan. That's actually been pretty well documented, I have to say it. Both ways, honestly, as far as that. But because of that, Sega of America was not really thinking this is going to take off that much, so they didn't market it that much, and vice versa, to a certain extent. But it became this cult phenomenon, and people just understood this game and really just got into it massively. And it's the kind of thing I remember when I played this one late. This is another one like with Rise Star, like with Shining Force, like with Shinobi 3. I did not play this when I had Genesis growing up. I played Dynamite Headdy and I played McDonald's Treasure Island Adventure. Also, I do want to slide into him 3 times at least so I can get, or twice at least so I can get more health. Because I want my vitality there, because when I get hit each time, yeah, you don't have a whole lot of recovery time, and that can hurt, and they will stay on the screen for a little while, so I think I can go over and get it. And hit down the C button to go down, and yeah, falling. You don't have fall death, you have fall damage, and yeah, that's out of sight, unfortunately. Let's see if I can get it. Okay, unfortunately I can't. Yeah, you bounce up the way Dynamite Headdy did it later, where he goes, oh my! But that's another game. Alright, so yeah, we are at the next boss. There are a lot of bosses, by the way, in this game. This is Bravu Man. He has the spinning driver and the dragon punch. Yeah, we have that seeker shot, so basically hold B button and win. But on the higher difficulties, it's a little more challenging than that, and usually you have to use that dive to get out of the way, or hurt them in that case. And yeah, you get a defeat, and you keep going on. It's definitely a sensory overload, but it is a wonderful sensory overload for sure. And one that really showed what I think Treasure's whole deal was, as far as what they want to do as far as a company, as far as, well, make original things, but also branch out as far as genres, because you have the first couple games of me on the Sega Genesis, which were this one, the McDonald's Treasure Adventure, Dynamite Headdy, Light Crusader, the Yu Yu Hakusho game that came out only in Japan, and Alien Soldier, which also was initially Japan only. Most of these are really not like any other one, honestly. EGM named this Best Gay Action Game in 1993, and I can see why. Yes, Dolly Finn is referring to Electronic Gaming Monthly magazine. When this game came out, people were looking at this and said, wow, this is a great game. It did meager as far as sales, but not bad, and it's something that, for years, this was a cult classic for the Sega Genesis. I remember, I'll tell you, there are people who've been mentioning this game to me, or mentioned this to me as I was growing up, and I played it years later. I mean, they swore by this. This is one of the best games on this system, and they're right. As we're getting to the first boss, Pinky Rotor, you get that, yeah, Pinky Rotor. There's the Hit Mid Shot and the Iron Knuckle. It's a different plot than in Japan as well. Yeah, you're right about that, because the plot for the US was kind of just changing some character names around of what things are going. Also, what you gotta do here is you gotta avoid the laser blast and shoot at the chest. Slide under. There are many more laser shots when you're in the higher difficulties, especially on experts. Oh my god, it's insanely hard that way. But you're right, the plot for Japan was actually a lot like Mega Man. And I guess there are a couple of influences, I guess, to Mega Man. Yeah, what Pinky Rotor could do is she could bounce the walker over and drop the bombs out. Try and avoid them. You sort of have invincibility frames when you do that dive, sort of, but not completely. Yeah, if your health is getting too low, you get the flashing shot there. By the way, when I kill her, there's going to be flashing lights, so be careful as far as the light. There you go. I'll put a warning when we put on the YouTube video, or the upload, in a couple days. All right, there's Pinky Rotor. She's dead. And you get that great Genesis twang for that. And yeah, looks like they're blasting off again, and I got a gem. You're right, there is a different story as far as it, and it is interesting that although technically for this US version, they still have the names on screen that are going to the Japanese version to some degree. So in that case, it is an interesting case of how they're kind of changing the story and marketing that. And thank you for bringing that to Ollie Finn, because we're going to do Dynamite Headdy eventually. I'll do it again. I played it before, but I don't have the recording. We're going to do it again. I'm going to use the Japanese version for that. I'm going to emphasize the differences when we get to that one. But in the meantime, for this one, we are running the US version. As far as how it plays, it's kind of the same. All right, we're going back to the next stage here. This is the underground mine. We got his special cart. This is where the game is changing. This is also where the elements of the game are changing a lot, because we're on a cart, we're just moving left and right, but when you hit jump twice, you go on the ceiling. I love this so much. And this is what I think, and why people love Treasure so much, or have such a respect for a lot of things they do. They'll take a genre like this, like a Contra, and they'll just twist it around with a lot of weird and interesting mechanics as far as the weapon mixing, like jumping on the cart, and other things like that. So it is really unique, but also really fun, and looks great, and it also pushes the power of what the Sega Genesis is capable of, because, let's talk about that. The way that Treasure liked to develop on the system, they used the Motorola 68000 microprocessor that's in the Genesis hardware. They were saying, as far as the way they want to develop for this, to do all these weird development tricks, or development tricks that were not built into the hardware, the way the Super Nintendo was. Stuff like rotational of polygon, fine, not rotation of polygons, but rotating sprites. I guess sort of polygonal stuff to a certain degree. Because you're going down the chute as you go along, just shoot everything, and everything is going to die. But yeah, they were saying that's how they wanted to do it, and as a result, you have a lot of the games they did on the Genesis in particular, but also all the other systems they put stuff out on, that really are powerhouses for what the console is capable of. And they really show off a mastery of the understanding of their programming and also of their development for this system. And other systems that they would develop on, particularly stuff later with the Sega Saturn and the PlayStation, and also N64, amongst others. And actually, the last time they made a game was, actually back in 2014, that was Geist Crash, which was on 3DS. They have not made anything since, and they're still in business. They only have about 16 employees to them, though. They're focusing on re-releases mostly of stuff, and like this and Dynamite Heady on the Switch Online. But yeah, I'd like to see something new from them. Thanks to the Xbox 360, I got to experience this gem, and that was my case too, like first, because here's the thing about this, and let me explain my history of playing this game, because as I said, I played this game late. My first experience was owning it was on the 360s you had, because there's a downloadable version that's available there for $5. It's still there for the Xbox 360 and every Xbox console afterwards. Xbox One, Series S, Series X, and PS3 got it as well. It's $5 download. That is a very good port of this. My first experience playing was actually on the Wii Virtual Console with the brother of an ex-girlfriend, going back to 2007. And he was big into gaming the way I was, to some degree, but there are other stuff like he hadn't played. People mentioned to me how amazing this game is, and I said how much I love Dynamite Heady as far as games of Treasure. There's Smash Daisaku, so yeah, we just shoot him while the train's going away and blow him off. But yeah, on Expert is way harder. Yeah, when we played that, he said, okay, let me buy this. And this game, when we played it, we could not stop playing it. We just absolutely adored it. Hello, Nocturne. It's so good to see you tonight. We're playing Gunstar Heroes. We're on the second level fighting Seven Force. I'm not going to be able to show all of Seven Force, but later on, I think what I'm going to do is load up the save state I have from Expert, because it's Seven Force. There are 4 or 7 of these you're seeing as we go along. They put in their names and what they do. You only fight 5 on normal and I believe on hard, and on easy as well. On Expert, you fight all 7, and you fight a final form at the end of it, and they randomize what they are, with the exception of this. But I hope you're doing well, Nocturne. Good to see you tonight for Gunstar Heroes. Let us know what your experience on Gunstar Heroes as well might be, as well as anything from Treasure, who developed this game. Alright, but yeah, we have got our first form of him. Yeah, he's gonna shoot, he's gonna throw those out going, what? Yeah, you want to be careful when he does that throw. Be in the area so you don't get hit by the bombs, or also he'll vary those shots up enough so they might be going back in a little bit of a boomerang. He also jump on the ceiling. Yeah, like that. There's the boomerang shot. As you're shooting him with the laser. The other thing you do, I'm surprised he's not done this yet, is he'll shoot his arm out. Yeah, he's just doing this, and this is random what he's going to do. So, yeah, basically just keep shooting him. Alright, here's the arm thing. He'll aim it at you, and then he'll shoot it off. On Expert, he shoots that off instantly. So you do not have time to prepare the way he does that. And he'll shoot it off more than once. Or, fine, more than twice, anyway. Yeah, if you keep an eye on where that arm is, you're going to be set. If you're on normal, if you're on Expert, you do that. Oh, I didn't know you could actually do the slide on that. Alright, when you beat one form, you go to the next one. Alright, this is Eagle Force. If you're familiar with Mischief Makers, this might look a little familiar, because there's a boss in that looks very much like this. I'm trying to remember, the name of him. I think it was, if anybody's played Mischief Makers in the audience, remind me what the name of, like, the Eagle dude in that was. I think his, boss form is, Phoenix Alpha. At least I think it is, but we're gonna play that game in October anyway, because it's gonna line up with its, 25th anniversary. Alright, what you can do here is he's gonna do those, patterns there, and it'll come down, and yeah, he will get out of the way in time. If you touch him, you're gonna be in trouble. But with this, you're fine, although the other thing is that, yeah, when he does that movement out, you have to be careful not to touch him, because you will get touch damage. And with that, and you also do not have, any recovery time for that. Oh, fine. You don't to a certain degree, but then there's other areas you do and don't. All right, here is the gunshot. I think they changed this when they did the sequel to this on the Game Advance, which is Gunstar Superheroes. I do have that. We can play that eventually. But anyway, yeah, he's shooting the gun out to blast me, so be careful when he does the spin. Just be able to shoot him. And on Expert, this hurts badly. Very, 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 very badly. I could see the inspiration from Contra in regards to this. Yeah, absolutely. As I mentioned, the people who made this, the developers who were involved in this, or fine, Treasure, the people at Treasure who made this, worked on Contra 3, the Alien Wars for the Super Nintendo, so it makes absolute sense. Alright, but I'm getting lucky with some of these forms, because here is Urchin form. What he does, he bounces around the walls. You want to wait until he does that spin like that, because then he'll come down. So basically keep an eye on that, and hope he's not on your side. If he is, press jump twice, jump to the other side. Because yeah, you can get yourself hurt very quickly if you're not careful, especially on Experts. And I'll show, I guess, a little bit of that at the end of the program with the save. Oh, the next form he'll have is he'll shoot the arrows out, or they shoot the lightning bolts out, or lightning balls out, to get out of the way of those. As I mentioned, my experience, as I said, when I first played this is Zed. Oh, here's line form, by the way. He will shoot lasers out. Oh, crap, I'm getting stuck. Yeah, he'll have that target reticle, so stay away from that to avoid his tail blasts. But when I first played this, as I said, it was the brother of an ex-girlfriend. Basically, he said, I'm intrigued by what I'm hearing of what you're saying other people have told you this game is like. I'm buying on Virtual Console, and we could not get enough. And then when they dropped this on the Xbox 360 2 years later, I was really excited, although I had to wait a little because the Sonic's Ultimate Genesis Collection that came out earlier that year, they didn't have this. It had Dynamite Headdy, but it didn't have this game, and Sega does own it, so I was disappointed in that. Also, he has that tail laser thing. He'll shoot that out, and basically where the stars are, he'll shoot the laser, and that can bounce off the walls and hurt you. Right, I blew him up, and since it is not Expert, he is dead. On Expert, you have to fight all 7 forms. There is our brother, Green, who is saved. Feasibly. And just see all the explosions and all the action of this game. This game is amazing. Especially playing 2-player. I love the 2-player this so much. It does change the dynamic of how this plays, and also means there's more strategy in terms of how you fight enemies, because I've been showing the idea that I'm using some of the weapon combinations, one of the specific ones. You can have the other player use other combinations and kind of double-team enemies and bosses that way, as far as it. Also, when you die, when you're in 2-player, the other player basically takes half of your health away, so you kind of split it. Also, when you do beat each level, you do get your vitality increased by about 20 points for when you go to the next level. And given how hard this game can get later, yeah, you're going to need it. I think that's also the reason why usually with this game I'll go left to right as far as what stage I'm going to play. But as I mentioned, it's like Mega Man in that you can play the levels in any order you desire. As basically climbing up and avoiding hitting the bottom. Although, unlike other games like Contra and unlike Castlevania, you don't die when you hit the bottom of the screen. Just bounce up and lose health. But you're right, like first, to go back to this, the Contra influence, it's clearly that idea. And I think that, actually, you can see also the inspiration that Contra Hardcore took from this game, because that was the Sega Genesis Contra game that came out after this one. And Konami clearly was looking at this. But yeah, there's Orange down there on the battleship. We gotta catch up with him and get on ship 99. Going up. Yeah, absolutely. And I do love just the way how how this game is handling a lot of the stuff on screen. Because even you're mentioning this, all of these enemies on screen, and it's more on Expert. But this game is managing itself so strongly that, with the exception of when you're on Expert, you don't see a whole lot of slowdown on the screen. I think, as I mentioned, the processor, the Motorola 68000 that this game utilizes. When Sega was saying for the Sonic the Hedgehog, the idea of blast processing, what that was, I think this is really what they're talking about. You can also throw the bomb back at the copter dudes. Alright, let's give it a shot. Actually, I never did that. Let's give it a shot. Oh, fine. I guess not now. But, see, it's funny. Whenever I was seeing the bombs, I kind of don't want to touch them, but thank you for bringing that up. Kriirish. I'm sorry. I'm sorry it's so hard to say your name. I apologize so much for that. But, alright, let me show the grab. Okay, kill him, and I'll show the grab in a second. Get close to an enemy, you say, "Yeah!" And they can also grab you, by the way, as well, so be careful. Hit the B button to hit him, and throw him in any direction you want based upon where you point the D-pad. Oh, wait, I switched off there. I was like, yeah, can I hit the A button? Yeah, and we do have a selection of weapons here. Oh, stop it! Okay, fine, I'll change the weapon when we get to the fifth level, because I think in that case, it might be something. I don't know if I'm going to use that. But yeah, keep going and keep shooting everything, and it is amazing. As is the music. Alright, so our next boss is the Swapping Reg, I believe. He has a Vulcan Cannon. Oh, right! It's like the Walker dude. Now, here's the thing also about the tracer thing, or the electric seeker deal. It can sometimes get locked onto certain things that won't do damage, so you still have to aim very specifically and get out of the way when he does the shots. Also, do the dive into him, which also can do damage, and there's going to be one point later on we're going to have to do that. Whoa! And the feet! Don't get crushed. You just keep killing everything. I do love that perspective. As I mentioned, when you're playing in 2-player, it is so much fun, and it really lends itself to a lot of strategy as we're seeing Smash Daisaku again. Oh, whoa! And as Dolphin mentioned, the way the story was running in the US was a bit different, and the name of him was different, although they mentioned that that's his name in this game. They say he's Smash Daisaku, even in the US. So actually, let me try the thing with the bomb, because I don't know if I can actually throw that back. Oh, okay, I guess I can't, or I was not close enough. Whoa, crap, alright. Yeah, you do have to keep on your toes to this game, for sure, but it is so much fun. And if you haven't played this game, this is a treat, let me tell you. Alright, but there's Orange. He is our main boss here. Now, you hear that warning blare go off. I guess it's like a precursor to how Mega Man would end up doing that, as far as like the warning thing, which was with Mega Man X4, I think was the first one that did that, if I remember correctly. Oh, crap! Yeah, and falling. That hurts a lot as well, so you don't want to do that, even though you don't die instantly. Shit! Yeah, my health is going down. By the way, when your vitality gets to 0, you were dead, so careful. And if I die, by the way, I have to start the level over again, and I don't want to do that. Okay, actually, we're gonna see that right now. Okay, I'm dead. Yeah, when you die, by the way, you have to continue. You have unlimited continues. When you're in 2-player, what happens to that is that you have the other player, if they're still alive, you can swap their health or share half the health off to keep fighting. Alright, so with that, we're going to use another combination, unless I can get that. But that also goes to another thing, which is, okay, I can use the Seeker for the fire, but then I can also say, you know what, let's have 2 fires. You could have the same of each. So at that point, you have more fire, and also, it causes more damage, or some of the combinations could cause more damage, so you do have a lot of it. I thought the name was Colonel Red, and you're right. That is Colonel Red in the US continuity. In fact, in the instruction manual, I did look this up. Because as far as the Genesis Mini is concerned, you do have access to all the manuals digital as far as how they have it on their website. There's a link actually in this unit for the purpose of that. They do mention the fact that this is Colonel Red. Yeah, with the fire, I'm just burning him to death. Really, really fast. So that's the other thing, is that you can use the one combination we used, and it was great to do that. But you can also vary it up. So like, oh, I want to handle this situation a little differently. I want to have more power going, or something like that, or play with another player. It's like, hey, you're using one, the other player can use something else. But you're right, Colonel Red is his name as far as the US, but then they call him Smash Daisaku, and I think they say even in... Okay, no, they don't say here. There's another part of it where they do actually say that's his name. But it is an interesting thing when you think about as far as how, I guess, a lot of the treasure stuff was changing its continuity around as far as the story for the US and for Japan, and we'll get into that when we do Dynamite Heady for sure, because there's a lot of differences with that one. And also to a certain extent with Mischief Makers. Although, which is interesting, because Mischief Makers was a game that... Let me get out all the way of Orange before he kills me, but yeah, he's not going to hurt me. He has the rotor press, he has the hard shoulder, and the break wild, I believe it was. But with Mischief Makers, I guess they sort of were, I guess, doing anime stuff with that as far as how it plays and how its styling is concerned. But also the perspective, yeah, he'll spin on that, and he will, yeah, you can also knock him off, and he'll take damage. If he spills at the propeller, you can't get hurt by this, by the way, so don't worry about that. Oh, crap, but if I fall, I get hurt. But yeah, for that game, and also for this one, like, they're changing certain things. Particularly, I guess, with Mischief Makers, we'll go on that when we play it in October. They do play up some other aspects of, like, how, Professor Theo operates in that one compared to, Marina, the, space, robot he creates. Goes in that perspective, and I'm gonna love to do that one. And Chad, if you've ever played Mischief Makers, let me know that your memories on that one, or anything of Treasures, whatever it might be, because Treasures made a lot of games, even though they have not made many in a bunch of years. All right, I gotta kill him. His number, by the way, is up there. If I get that to 0, he's done. All right, got him. Perfect. And he's dead. Thank God. And that is the tension. It was like, oh, you have only 20 vitality or less left. You get him down there. You just survive. Dracula, I quote everything. We must burn. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Alright, well, yeah, he's living, sort of, despite the fact he's in the ground. But, yeah, that's the thing, I guess, with Treasure. They made a lot of games, and we're going to see, I guess, echoes to some of those, actually, or precursors to them here. Including here with the last stage. This is the Dice Palace. This is one of the most unique levels in the game, and I'll show how this is working. Because we're going outside just killing everything. But Treasure has made a ton of different games. A lot you might not expect that they've made. A lot of licensed stuff, too. I mentioned that McDonald's Treasure Island Adventure game, which we played before. I showed that off a couple of years ago, and that's one you're never getting a re-release of, I'm sorry to say, so you're going to spend a lot of money if you want to play that, but I do have it. And if you want to see it again, we can do it again, although I think what I'll do is, if that's the case... Oh, you're right, I could toss the bombs. Alright, I was just afraid to toss the bombs, so I just never did it, so thank you for letting me know that. But yeah, if you want to see it again, I kind of want to do that along with Global Gladiators, which is another game of McDonald's theming for the Genesis from Shiny, the people who made Earthworm Jim and Wild 9. Oh, crap, yeah, they're grabbing me like crazy. So yeah, I just gotta burn them to death for the purpose of that. But other licensed games they made a couple of games based on Bleach on the DS. I think they made one on the Wii that Japan only got, as well as... Whoa! That one. Wait, I fucked up the quote. For what was that for? Was that from Castlevania... I don't know, Innocence, Curse of the Darkness? One of those? We have to do some of those games specifically, and we definitely will. That's to get a couple of perspectives to those or picking them up. But yeah, they also, as far as I guess the other licensed stuff and treasures, they made a game that didn't come out in the US. Tiny Toon Adventures Buster's Bad Dream, which was on the Game Boy Advance, but we didn't get that for some reason. But even when it came to stuff licensed that Treasure does, you always got the sense they seem to really put a lot of effort into it. I mentioned that when we did the McDonald's Treasure Island Adventure, which is that you'd think, who would care about a game where you're playing a platforming case with Ronald McDonald? But they really did. It looks like a high-tier game as far as the graphics, the gameplay, the controls, and the music, which is amazing. In fact, I think some of the music is by the same people who did this one. Alright, but yeah, we gotta kill the guard out here to get inside. Throw him up on the ground. Throw him up in the air at least. Grab his health, and let's go in. Yeah, here is the Dice Palace. Here's the deal. We are playing a board game. And there's no way we're getting out of this one. So yeah, you're throwing the dice. So yeah, think about board games in gaming. Yeah, this was before Mario Party by about 6 years, or 5, if you're going by Japan at least, where they got it in 1998. And I guess at this time you had stuff based on like Clue and Monopoly on Super Nintendo and Genesis and NES, and other stuff as well. But yeah, what you do is you pick up the dice by doing the throw, hit the B button on it, and pick it up, and wherever it rolls on, it's 1, 2, and 3 on the side. You go and you do whatever's on the space. We hit 1, we gotta fight. That was from Castlevania Judgment, which is Dracula's hyper move. Oh, wasn't it Demonic Megiddo as far as Castlevania Judgment? That was the Wii game, the fighting perspective. All right, we got Vivalion, I believe it is. All right, yeah, just shoot him with the fire. Yeah, basically we're just killing it with fire. That's it's that and the Seeker deal. So like that's the theme as far as what's going on with this. Yeah, when you beat the bosses, and sometimes they're shorter as far as what they are, you come back and you have a clear on the space. I'll just take an item, let's see if we can do that. And then there's also the no guns there, as well as the way back. But yeah, we're gonna toss that and see what goes on. Alright, 1. Alright, take an item. You're always happy to see this. You go to the happy item room. And you get to collect items, you get to switch your weapons out, and you do have time limits, so pick up the health at least. Let's show this off as well. Alright, yeah, let's use this just because I think this will make this part easier. We're done, go to the exit. Yeah, I love this stage, and I love just the idea of what this is because of the fact that, hey, it's something unique. And I remember, as I said, when I first played this game, myself and the brother of an ex-girlfriend were saying, this is great, we were kind of just totally ecstatic. We didn't know what was going to happen next. It's like that great unpredictability. But yeah, let's go back to the Castlevania Judgment thing. Yeah, that's an interesting one. Not a great game, but one that's interesting if nothing else. I was actually talking about that the other day with some coworkers, talking about the perspective, like the art design, because that's the guy who did Death Note, whose name I'll probably put in the YouTube description. Let's chat. You remember, okay, what you do here is you hit the buttons that are in the center and try to jump up there. You want to make your way to the goal and avoid the orb there. Okay, there we go. You have to go the top route to get to that, and based upon how fast you get there, you get a timer bonus. And I don't know as far as how the health goes, because here's the thing, you don't have lives in this game, you just have the 1. So I don't know if the points give you extra health, or if they're just for bragging rights. Alright, let's see what we got next as far as the dice. Yeah, there we go, 3. So basically by doing this, you're gonna have to fight stuff. But it's all good. Alright, but you do get sometimes breather rooms. You have to destroy this thing. It is really easy to destroy. Actually, I guess it's like when we did Final Fight 2 last week. The idea of the car getting destroyed, except in this case, yeah, you do have the guy there going, oh my god! Being like, yeah, don't shoot my thing up. Or, I guess to go to House of the Dead 2, like the enemy, or the good civilian characters going like, don't kill me! Or, don't come! At some point we should do House of the Dead 2. I do have the Wii version, which is probably the easiest way to have a gun perspective going on with that. And I'm going to do that remake when that comes out. That's coming out from Forever Entertainment this year. At least I think it's this year. I'm buying that day one. I cannot wait for them to release that. Because otherwise I have to pay like $300 for the Saturn version. Or to support the Saturn version as far as that way. It's not a great port, unfortunately. Right, I'm just getting the health, because at this point I think I'm good with what I got. I do love the music again as far as this. I mean, look, I'm probably going to sound like a broken record on a lot of this stuff, just because there's so many great things about this game. Also, by the way, the other thing is, like, why am I throwing the dice, you know, as far as that? Just because it won't register anything until it hit that, and I think that might change what it comes to be, but yeah, I don't know about that. Well, if that's wrong, I'll put an edit in, or let me know as far as that. Alright, this is the Vortex Base. Here's the deal, you gotta hit the bottom, but you also have to pay attention to those lights. He'll shoot the laser out and it'll go into the orbs in the order he shows, or it shows with the light setup. Yeah, you gotta be careful that way. Yeah, in that case, he's going downwards, and so be careful of that. And also use the hang, which you hit down and C button as far as this. You're hanging on the edge like that and shooting down. Also, as far as like the laser stuff, it's also reminding me of, I guess, another later treasure game, which I don't know if, Chat, you played this. Astro Boy Omega Factor, which was on Game Boy Advance, and that's one of the hardest things they've ever made. Even on normal, it's the kind of thing, the first boss, you die in 3 hits. And you have to hit him like 100 times. It is nuts. But it is also one that is sort of fairly designed, but one I was throwing my Game Boy Advance against my bed in frustration, given how hard it gets. But yeah, that is a good one, but one that also just costs a little bit of money now. As far as this one, this is actually a bit of an expensive game as far as treasure is concerned. I'm seeing it's like $100, $120 now. But as has been mentioned, it's been ported a bunch of places, so if you don't have it on something, chances are you can find an easy place to get it now. Alright, there is the no gun thing. I do want to see if I can't show that off, so if I roll a 1, we can. Alright, we are. I usually get scared showing this when I play it on my own, but for the purpose of demonstration, it's worth it. In this case, you're unarmed. Fighting Curry and Rice. This thing. You only have punching and hitting the B button. That's all you're doing. You can also do the dive by hitting the C button twice. And use of fire on this thing is strictly prohibited. You have these little clay monster things, or like the Curry and Rice case. So yeah, I guess that's what he literally is. In fact, looking at him now, that's what it is. Actually, I guess we kind of had echoes to this when we saw Castlevania Bloodlines, or played that one. To a certain extent. Oh, you can go up there! I didn't even know you could land on the use of fire sign. I was not aware of that. So yeah, they do disable your guns. So what you gotta do is basically dive into him. Or do the slide into him, like that. Oh, and you can also use the B button, down and C or down and B to do that. While also avoiding his punches. That's the thing you gotta avoid usually. Basically wait till he does that, crouch down thing. Oh shit, I am in trouble. And usually when I die here, this is usually where I die too, so I'm hoping I can get to the happy room, or... Okay, slide in. Alright, fine, there you go, the slide, works. Yeah, I never knew you could land on those, use of fire signs. I guess that's, where you're learning something new every day. Okay, I want to get a 3. Please let me get a 3. Okay, 2. Let's see, what's the 2? I mean, I do have my gun still being able to use here, so that makes it a little easier, but... Alright, the Super Gondola. Alright, this is actually easy with this thing, so it makes it easier. Although, yeah, as was mentioned by chat, you could toss the bombs back at them, I guess. But it's like, I don't want to. I just want to just destroy each of these heads of this thing as quick as I can. And with the tracer thing like this, it is going to go down no problem. Except with a floor move, so be careful of that. Or you get locked onto something that's not what you want to hit. Alright, I got him. And on Expert, you usually have the health bars of them much higher. You also take more damage, which is usually a case of that. Alright, by the way, there's one other thing. That way back thing. If I hit that, I have to go back to start. I kind of want a 1. Actually, I do want a 2 if I can get that 2. Alright, fine, we're going back. Bye-bye. Alright, so what happens there is, yeah, we go back to start. Here's the thing about this, though. All those clear spaces I have, if I land on them, nothing happens. So we don't have to worry about it. So I could feasibly avoid the fight stuff, except now I can't. Way back, way back, way back. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Alright, this is time run. Okay, I'm nervous about this one, because what he does is, this seems like it's pretty easy. I'm just shooting him there. He drops those little orbs down. They explode. But he's on a timer, so what happens is that after he drops 4 of those, he goes in reverse. So they'll pop up, and that explosion can still hurt me. But with that tracer thing, I am living. Yeah, on Expert, this is nuts. Yeah, Devil May Cry 4 did something similar to this. I never played Devil May Cry 4. Well, fine, I played demo of Devil May Cry 4. I probably will have to get to that as far as, like, what, a Dice Palace or a, you know, boss attack like this. Oh, and here's the other thing about this is that this isn't even necessarily a boss attack, so, well, it is, but, I mean, it's not the bosses we're fighting in this game, except for the one at the end, or the one at the end of this is going to be the unique boss for this, but they're all unique things. You don't see this in other places, including Melon Bread. Yeah, look at that thing. Yeah, look at what that is. Yeah, this kind of polygonal perspective of the teeth, but yeah, with this, it's not going to live long enough. Yeah, the best boss. Yeah, absolutely, as far as that, and, you know, for, especially here, for the dice puzzle, yeah, it definitely, oh, okay, so there's something that Devil May Cry 4 did. You know, we should do some, the Devil May Cry games. Which would you recommend me start with? Because I don't own any of them, but I would be very curious to kind of hit some of those up. In fact, I bet there are probably some people who would want to see it. Or broaden some horizons that way. Alright, this is Rush and Go. Alright, this is a little different because we have enemies here. I can shoot them and kill them. And you have to use the wall climb, which you don't often get a sense you can really use. Do that double jump thing, but then if you use it on the sides of walls, you can bounce up like that. You can actually also use it on the sides of the screen. And you get to the goal, and you're all good. I mean, if nothing else is going to be a full look at the Dice Palace. If nothing else. And if nothing else, hopefully it'll give me a chance to get the taken item coming up. Yeah, the good news is as long as I don't get a 2... Okay, crap, I had to say that. We're fighting again. Alright, here's the Phantom. Alright, actually, he's not too hard to defeat this way, but he throws the bombs. Okay, fine, throw them back at him. There we go. Oh, that was lucky. I thought I was going to get killed tossing that. Well, crap. See, that's also why I'm kind of nervous to throw him. Alright, good, he's dead. And he gets health, thank God. And get over there quick where the health is, because you'll go out before too long. That's right, that saved my hide very nicely. At least for now. But I don't want to get that take item. Please let me get the take item. 1, 2, 3. Alright, there we go. So we have another fight. Well played. Yeah, I got lucky. I got really lucky on that. This is the Aberuno Gel. Oh, right. This is another thing. Yeah, you get the rotational perspective. Like, expanding, I guess, sprites like this. Or it's like, for any of you who played Yoshi's Island in the audience, a lot of I'm trying to remember the Salvo guy from World 1 in that game. And those weird face things there, which actually there's a reference to that in Dynamite Heady. One of the secret bonus points is that icon. And we show that when we do Dynamite Heady. So in that case, that's the other thing about this game. Technologically, this is a powerhouse as far as what the Genesis is capable of. And I think it was this game that, as I said, or as Dolly Finn mentioned, Electronic Gaming Monthly said this is a great game. They were loving this. And it became this word-of-mouth sensation of people saying, like, oh my god, it's this great hidden secret on the Sega Genesis. And I completely agree with that. Alright, give me a 1. Please give me a 1. Alright, 2. Yeah, unfortunately, there's no going back now. So, alright, we showed off all of them except 2. So, there you go. At least we're getting the perspective of Black's base. Taking well. Also, you do not have to land on this by exact count. That'd be hilarious if you did. Third one is I would say play Devil May Cry 3 Dante's Awakening because it's a prequel of the series and it's the cream of the crop, so the fan base says. Alright, for the Dice Palace completion, we got a soul bonus. We're also not in good shape going into, I guess, the farm out there with the cow and, yeah, Black Beat Stepper. He's also running on stuff with, the dice, so we gotta be careful of his red fireball, green cutter, blue cracker, and yellow laser. Oh crap, he's in the way! Let me get out of there. Alright, so yeah, I'll look into Devil May Cry 3 at some point. Which version? Would you suggest I do it on the PS2, or would you suggest I do it on the HD or do the HD version? I guess with 3, that special edition probably, because of how insanely hard that game is. I know the story of how insanely hard that game is. Oh shit. By the way, if I die here, we have to go through the Dice Palace again. In fair, I'm not being very careful, because what you gotta do is be careful of where the fire is. Pay attention to where that is, and dive out of the way. And even with my Seeker there, I'm hitting his feet, so that's a problem. Do the HD version. Okay. That would be an excuse, give me an excuse to pick that HD collection up, because I guess it's ported decently on that. Yes? Oh, shit! Yeah, just stay out of the way where the lights go on. Or basically pay attention to the screen, so you have to pay attention to everything and slide underneath. Alright, there's the blue. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna stay in the middle. Okay, I got him. Thank God. Alright, I got him. Thank God. That was close. On 1 life. Oh, my God. I just realized that, see, clutch that is... But, okay, he has one nasty trick. He'll throw that out. It's a fake. Oh, God damn it. He killed me. You know what? Fine. I'm glad I got to show that. We have to do the Dice Palace again because of that bullshit. So, yeah. Okay. There you go. That was the worst luck. Yeah, he'll throw the fake out, by the way, and if he hits you, you die. Yeah, so much for me saying that. Alright, now I'm getting the item at least, so if nothing else. Alright, fine, we're gonna have to go through this again, but honestly, yeah, I know. But honestly, I'm gonna tell you, I kind of like that it happened, only because I get to show the perspective of the game off, and that, I'll tell you, because I don't know, since you're new to the show, I guess, I don't know if I've seen you in the chat on the shows before. Welcome, by the way, we're very glad to have you, number one. And number two, that's the point in this show, really, because, as I said, I started this a couple years ago, because I wasn't seeing a whole lot of people in person. And so what happened with that was like, I want to show games I have. I just want to show off what the games I've got, games that you want to see, you in the chat, you guys and gals out there want to see, and have a discussion about it. Basically, replicate the idea of what is it like for you to sit on the couch next to me, playing games, talking about games. And so, even the experiences like that, even the bad experiences of, oh my god, how horrible does this look to you that you died at the last minute on that boss with that last cheap shot that they do. That is an experience, and that's one of those cases of saying, like, yeah, I went through that, and then that is the final fuck you before I have to do the rest of it over again. So in that case, I'm kind of glad that, and feasibly, I guess we could feasibly show the 2 spots we missed. And also, it seems like I'm kind of getting through this game faster than I would expected. So in that case, I am okay with it. So that's really, I guess, the idea, but yeah, that was horrible luck me getting hit by that. But, you know, I guess what I'll do also, since I have to do this, I'm at a massive health case now. Oh, the dive really hurts, but I at least want to show what Melon Bread does a little differently. So, yeah, let him do me like that. Whoa! Or slide into him. Okay, fine. Yeah, but in that case, I don't mind it. I guess it is tempting, feasibly. You could look at the show and look at the play of this and say, like, man, what an idiot. He made that mistake at the end. See, I was trying not to make the mistake, but I was getting a little overzealous as far as it. So sometimes that's what happens. So in that case, I like that. It's that experience of a game and sharing that experience and technically making great experiences with all of you in the chat with that. I mean, I've said this before, I'll say it again. I'll probably say this pretty much every show, really, which is anytime I play a game, whether I want to play it or chat, you suggest it. And by the way, any suggestions you want, for anybody in the chat, let me know what they are. They'll go on the master list, we'll do them. But regardless of that, yeah, I mean, it's that great perspective, and I do love it. And I never know what I'm going to get on the show as far as what the chat's going to say, who's going to show up, or anything else. So in that way, your perspective. Who else is carried on the couch? This is your take to that. And I know you've mentioned Electverse before. This is something that you like the show. Well, fine, you like the show, and I appreciate that you do, and I appreciate your viewership and everything that you've provided for the show since you've been watching it, as far as that, so thank you very much for that, and everybody in the chat as far as that. But this idea of a relaxing time, this idea of, as I mentioned, it's like you're on the couch with me right now, so because that's what I'm in. I'm in a place I'm living where I'm on a couch. That's basically what it is. So at that point, it's the reflection of that, and it's very relaxed time, and as I said, where you're driving what we talk about and your memories of it along with mine. Because the one thing for me to say, oh, I have these memories, and to come off maybe is the perspective, like, I'm on the mountaintop telling you how great this is, and I guess maybe educating the peons, but that's not how I look at this. I'm like, no, I don't want to be that way. I want chat, all of you to tell me what it is and drive this. And even drive the games you want to see. Saying like, hey, you want to see something for the show? And this was kind of a case with that. People saying like, I want to see Gunstar here. I was like, yeah, let's do it. And there you go. I had a crazy week. Yeah, I've been there for sure for that. If nothing else, I appreciate that you see the show as something where you can kind of come by and, all right, here's the other thing. I can also be a little more less careful for the purpose of him with the bombs he throws, or just saying, you know, fuck it, pick him up and throw him, crap! Or he does the hold and then he hits the bombs that way. Basically this idea of, you know, coming into this saying, like, this is a relaxing show where, look, I do care as far as what every one of you in the chat is saying to this, so, like, I want to give that perspective off, and it's something that uses to relax, uses something to, you know, be active and have a fun time for that, then I've done my job. It is not something that I'm saying, like, oh yeah, this is something, you know, this is a special as far as what other people can do to that, but still, it's like, if it's a little something, there you go. My mom had COVID. Oh my god, I am so sorry. Is she doing alright? I know you mentioned her as far as, a couple months ago when we did Sonic Adventure, but we are sending our best wishes to her and to you, and I get that perspective. And, okay, fine, let's not ignore this anymore. Well, fine, I don't ignore this. I mean, COVID's why I started the show. I'm just gonna come out right now and say it. I don't think I've actually explicitly stated. And if I was a show that was being paid for something like that, my show would be demonetized instantly by me saying this alone by going on the YouTube site. But I do this for fun. This is nothing I get paid for perspective at all. So at that point, it's like, well, hey, we can kind of talk to that degree and say, like, hey, we're caring about each other as far as this, like, we want to hear what you have to say, and he's like, even if it's something serious to that, it's like, that's the perspective. I said, I started the show because of that. I was not seeing people. I was not able to go to see people. A lot of people I know who are out of state or in other areas, so in that case, there you go. She's fine, and she made a speedy recovery. Well, I'm very glad to hear that, and, yeah, I'd like to, I think I speak for the entire chat for the purpose of that, and, again, I think, here's the thing about this, like, first, I think, in a weird way, I get the sense I've gotten to know you very well as far as just the idea of this show, as far as this idea, like, good friends and even family, perhaps, or however that is, as far as the chat's concerned. So in that case, like, yeah, when something comes to that and, like, hey, we're feeling this perspective that we all feel that, it feels, you know, like something we're all caring about, we're all, you know, in it together that way. And that's kind of what I see the show as in its own way. And I do appreciate that. And also, you being open as far as that, because as I said, it's not always an easy thing to talk about certain things, like, how much do I want to open myself up? Yourself or myself? To her, it's like a flu. Yeah, I guess because of the fact that, hey, she got specific symptoms for that, and, like, it felt that way, and, well, that's, I mean, look, I'm no doctor, I'm gonna say that right now, if there's somebody in the chat who is, it's like, hey, there are certainly cases where you're gonna have, you know, symptoms that way, so, like, is it that, or is it not? So, that idea as well. So I'm glad that in that case, she's okay, and that you're doing alright, but I get the idea of, like, that being a complete, you know, potential upend of, like, wait a second, what's going on to this, and also that idea of maybe feeling like it's totally nuts. But in that case, that's why, as I said, why I do the show, and as I said, it's also, as I mentioned, the perspective of me being able to, I guess, have an outlet for when I want to talk about game-wise and anything-wise. Oh, shit! Yeah, because I want to be careful hitting the orb there, because if that hits me, or I get stuck in the goal area, yeah, that's gonna hurt me bad, and also I gotta get up there. Also, by the way, if I don't get there in time, and maybe it's fine that I don't get there in time for the purpose of showing this, yeah, I won't wait there, because, yeah, okay, perfect. If I don't get to the goal in time, I just don't get points. Yeah, now she's watching my nephew. Okay, I gotcha. But as I said, that idea of, like, as I mentioned, this is kind of a unique family concept. I mean, I guess this is a family show, and you really think about just the perspective, like, hey, we're all kind of interested in what we're having to say and what's happening with us. And, hey, if you could use the show, as I said, to have a relaxing case and feel like you're able to be in a space where you feel comfortable talking about certain things for yourself personally, yeah, you can do that. And I kind of that way, too, to some degree, as I've mentioned with some of the stuff I said. That's why I guess I go to the perspective of, I guess this is turning into a discussion of why do I do the show, and really, I guess, the elephant in the room to a certain degree as far as all this. But just the idea of, yeah, I mean, sometimes it's not easy to open that way, and hey, that's why I'll focus on the idea of, you know, personal experiences with a game like this, or anything, really. Just say, like, where I have that connection, and why does it mean something to me? Why is gaming important? We're playing this game. I'm saying Gunstar is a great game. It's one thing to say it's a great game and say that, oh, this is a great piece of entertainment, on top of it being a work of art, and I think this game is a work of art. It's amazing. I guess I'm predating my, or setting up my final thoughts on this game. We'll get to the end of it. But, and that was like, why is gaming important? I mean, it's one thing to have, you know, this great, you know, entertainment perspective, but also that it says a lot about ourselves and also about, I guess, the experiences we've had. And as I said, every game, when you really think about it, tells a story that way. As far as the plot the game is telling, or just what our experiences are with it. And, Lectors, you said that when we did Kingdom Hearts for Part 3, and next week we're going back for Part 5. I'm at level 100, by the way. As far as that, I don't know if that's overkill for the Sephiroth stuff, but yeah, I'm all set, so we can at least do the cleanup for that and finish the game in February. And also do the other shows I have set for, what is it? For, February. Yeah, okay, I was trying to pick up the dice one-handed while holding the water bottle to have a drink. But, yeah, unfortunately, it did not work. Alright, fine. I'm not as nervous to take the item now because I don't have, 20 health. Okay, fine. Let's, defeat, Black again and do it right without dying. Okay, so you saw what can happen wrong, and I could feasibly edit this when I go into the YouTube site saying, like, oh, no, I got this in one shot. Like, no, we're not doing that. But we've completed the Dice Palace again because I got blindsided at the end by the fake gem. Yeah, because Black is a bastard. But, alright, here he is again. Alright, let's take him down. There you go. And I guess going to one other thing, as I said, the idea is he does the dice roll, and based on the dice roll, he'll move around and he'll do different things. Hey, pay attention to the ground there where the colors are flashing, so you get out of the way of what he's doing. Actually, I don't know if I showed the... Okay, I didn't show the green. The green, I guess, goes that way. So in that way... Okay, you know what? I'm fine. I died to him, because it shows more of this game. It's basically giving it the whole look. Giving the holistic perspective, getting the guts of gaming and this game. and I guess into the guts of ourselves, as far as it. So in that case, again, thank you, Electverse, as far as being, I guess, brave enough to open yourself up that way, as far as it, and they said we're all in this together for COVID or anything, really. The games we're playing, anything else, so, yeah, and thank you very much for everything you contributed to the show. I just want to say that, and extends to everybody else as far as Chatland's concerned. All of you even just coming in to watch the show each week. Okay, I guess... Okay, no, I did get the stage clear last time. Alright, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stay away. He's begging for forgiveness. Yeah, you know what? Fuck you. You killed me last time. I'm gonna keep shooting him. He will keep doing this. I can keep shooting him, and eventually he will throw the right one out. And we hear that, that clinking there, you know you're good. Alright, thank God. Alright, so there are all 4 gems. When you get all 4 gems, well, yeah, Dr. Brown, or Professor White, he's tied up, and while we were away, the Empire came, they kidnapped Yellow. And there is, the leader of, the Empire, General Gray. You want to save Yellow, come with all the gems if you can get to me alive. Alright, gotta obey him. Save Yellow. Alright, we're gonna save Yellow. Now, this is also where we're getting a case where you can't select the levels as far as, you know, how you're going to play. Now, just kill everything. Nothing is going to live as you're going down this long hallway, or this long bridge. As that the first time, I played this game, as far as 2-player, as far as that, which is actually the first time I played it. I actually didn't play it solo until that 360 edition. We were just walking down the street doing this. We couldn't beat this, because if I die here, get a game over, I have to start this part again from the start. So, yeah, be careful. And the chaser thing does not help you that much, because it sometimes get locked on stuff, and they can't destroy the chests very easily. So what you want to do is slide into them, usually, or use other weapon combinations. In that case, yeah, you know what? Throw the bombs back. See, now that I know I can do that, and now that I'm brave enough to do it, I guess in that way I'm getting the confidence to say, like, yeah, you know what? I'm fine of, you know, doing this. Yeah, just do that, or, yeah, just knock him down. Actually, now looking at this, I'm getting the perspective of how Mischief Makers do certain things. As I said, we're doing Mischief Makers in, October, although it might be something I might have to do 2 parts for, so, I'll get a sense of that when we do it, but that does line up with the anniversary for it, so we will do that. Ooh. Yeah, but I do love the sunset perspective, basically getting you a sense like, oh yeah, we've gone through the 4 levels, we got the gems, but now we gotta go save Yellow, and we have to go and take care of the Empire. Whoa. Oh no! Yeah, I hate when they do that. They grab me, but then again, that also shows, I guess, how well balanced this is in the sense of, yeah, they can do to you whatever you want to do to them, so be careful. Except, okay, fine, they can't do this. They can't do the trace laser case, or the seek laser. So in that case, like, yeah, you know, yeah, imagine if they could, this game would probably be almost impossible. Or it would be, let's talk Alien Soldier. Anybody in the chat, have you played Alien Soldier? Which was on the Sega Mega Drive. It did not come in the US initially, until they ported it on the Wii, and it's now on, the Sega Genesis Classics Collection has it, where it's actually not ported 100%, but is the only readily available port of that right now, anyway. But, yeah, the first level is you have, the Falcon guy. I'm trying to remember the name of the main character in that chat. Help me out. Here, I'll put an edit later. You're in the sunset area, just switching your weapons around. Kind of like this, honestly, to some degree. Except, your sprite is insanely large on the screen. It's amazing the game is running the way it is, as far as it has great music on top of that. And it's also the kind of thing that, yeah, you don't have much health to it, and you do have lives, but they go away really... Epsilon Eagle, thank you very much, like, first. I was like, I don't know why I didn't remember that name, but although, to be fair, I've not played a whole lot of Alien Soldier, and I do have that Wii port, so when we play that, we're running that because it is perfect emulation. That is, unless they put it on the Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack case eventually, which they might. But yeah, Alien Soldier is a good one. Yeah, I would agree with that. It's just insanely hard. Which, I mean, that's a different argument as far as, like, whether the game is bad or not. I don't think it's a bad game. I think it's a really good game. It's just insanely difficult. I mean, it makes Contra Hardcore almost look like Barney's hide-and-seek game, as far as how difficult it is. But they're both really good. And at some point, we should do Contra Hardcore. I know, Electris, you've asked for Contra Hardcore for sure. I think that's the Contra game we should start with. As far as when I want to do it, I'll figure when we can do that this year, for sure. But as I said, I'll think about that one for sure. And we can also get to Alien Soldier if you want to see it, or anything else you want to see. Okay, all right, here we go. Now we're getting some slowdown to this, but I mean, just look at everything that's on the screen. To some degree, I can kind of get it to a degree, and even then, it's not, you know, completely, you know, crazy. Oh, okay, let's go into one other thing, I guess, as far as the slowdown case, because I mentioned that, Treasure, oh, fine, before they were Treasure, they worked at Konami, and they worked on Super Castlevania 4. That was an early game on the Super Nintendo. It has a lot of slowdown in it, but that's another case where they were really pushing the Super Nintendo to the limit as far as what it was doing with its graphics as tech, especially the Mode 7 stuff when doing like rotations with the whip and that. So in that way, it's like, and I was talking with, I'll go into this anecdote as well. I was talking with coworkers about this because we were paying attention to the Switch Online expansion pack stuff that came out this week, or specifically the return of Banjo-Kazooie. And it's ported really well. They've apparently fixed a lot of the problems they've had with some of the emulation, including going back to Ocarina of Time and fixing some of the graphics of it, particularly like the water temple thing where Shadow Link is. And so it's good to see that they're fixing that, so that answers the question of, is Nintendo addressing that? And the answer is, yes, they are. Baby steps admittedly, but they're doing it. But one of my coworkers, the Crochet Nerd, who, as I mentioned, I work with him, and he's going to be on, we do Majora's Mask in either June or July. And I will also give a perspective on one other thing. He'll also be on when we do Shadow Hearts later this year, and he will be on the 22nd anniversary show for Space Channel 5, which is we're going to be doing in June. He said to me, he said, you know, it's interesting that nowadays, when we were growing up, whether it was in the 90s or the 2000s, the idea that we never were really aware of tech in games the way we are now. Say like, oh, the frame rate, or you notice slowdown or something, or you notice the reference to Outrun in the background, which is very interesting that way. But, or the Gunstar gum. But he had an interesting point to say that. It's like, hey, we're not necessarily saying, like, you know, the emulation case, or we weren't saying that back then, or even saying, like, the slowdown case. We kind of said, like, okay, fine, we just kind of accepted it. So, in that case, it is interesting to see, like, okay, when does that necessarily get in the way of a game or not? I guess also maybe when did you notice more back then, or when do you notice it more now? But it made a very interesting case, and yeah, chat, I guess let's go to this, or anything else you want to go into. What are some cases as far as that with slowdown for you? Do you necessarily notice it that much? Or when it's, I guess, or is it just like when it's really, really egregious? Also, by the way, the enemies can shoot the bird down, and when you do, he's crashed and can't get more items off of him. But, yeah, hit me with that. But in that case, as I mentioned, with Treasure stuff, they always would push the system to the limit, and that it runs as well as it does for like 95% of the time. You kind of forgive the ideas of, you know, it kind of dipping here and there. I was playing, to test something recently, a little bit of Grand Theft Auto San Andreas on the PlayStation 2. And there's cases where that game is slowing down a lot, but I'm saying it's a full open world on the PS2 where it doesn't load at all. And the fact that it's running as well as it does on that system, and better than the re-release of it that came out, and there's getting the physical release finally next month. Yeah, I mean, there you go. I mean, I gotta give them credit for that running that way as far as on the PS2, pushing the limits of a system. And that's another thing, I guess, limits of system, pushing hardware. And I think a lot of the stuff Treasure made, this Dynamite Heady, Alien Soldier, especially, oh, yeah, I guess this one specifically, White Crusader, really, you always got that sense they were pushing the hardware to the absolute limit. And even like Game Boy Advance with the Astro Boy game. Alright, here is next boss. This is the final great soldier. I think, did he say he does... Oh, he does Love Dancing. Alright, but it's a fake. And that's Smash Daisaku. He's just gonna fight. Alright, in fact, they show his name. In fact, I'll show this. Smash Daisaku. I say Daikasu. Sometimes wrongly, but alright, we were taking him down. He stole our sister, by the way. Yellow is our sister, so yeah, we gotta kill him. You get that. And that's the other thing as far as how Treasure tends to do stuff, like the voice stuff. We're gonna get to that when we do Dynamite Heady, or do Dynamite Heady again. What we don't want to do is wait for him to do that dive off and then hit him as he goes along and avoid the bombs he drops. I don't think you pick those up unless I'm wrong. Chat, let me know. I mean, I didn't know you could pick the other ones up, but yeah, just keep going. Oh, he's stuck in the air. Okay, no, I got him. Oh, right, he has a second form. Okay. That's always the other interesting thing when you get to the zero and say, like, oh, defeated, but then it's like, oh, he has another form. Oh, he's giving me the fist, but he's also giving me the fire. And I believe what he could do here is he can use some of the same powers you have, or, I mean, okay, not now, he's not. Oh, shit, no! I don't want to do this again. Although, don't get close, otherwise you're going to be in trouble. Oh, right, because he hit me with the foot. So he's the extendo foot. Oh, shit! I'm dead. I knew that was going to happen. But as I said, okay, another case of me exploring my experience with this, because as I said, when you die, you go back. You have unlimited continues, yes, but you do go back to the beginning, so in that case, like, yeah, you gotta go through this all over again, although it's not horrible, so, like, fair enough. And this is not necessarily a long game when you know what you're doing, and I sort of know what I'm doing, I guess, on it, so at least there's that. Alright, boom. And more time for the discussion, more time just to go into other aspects of this and other aspects of gaming. Alright, whoa. And I guess that's an interesting cross-section I guess I'm getting from the chat as far as, like, people who played this and people who haven't, I think. Although, I'm getting the sense there are a lot of people who adore this game, and fair enough. This is a Genesis staple for a reason, and I definitely understand that. And it's also, I guess, one I kind of wish I played when I grew up a little, too. Along with, as I mentioned, Rise Star, we played that. Shining Force, which we'll have to do at some point. Shinobi 3, we did that. And, yeah, really, those 4 specific. I guess sort of also with Alien Soldier, although Alien Soldier we had an excuse because Alien Soldier was not released here. Okay, it was not released here physically. It was on the Sega channel where you could download it for play, but it was not something they did not give a physical release to here. So in that case, like, yeah, it was very limited. And it's also not in this, on this unit, so yeah, if you want your, Alien Soldier case, you gotta buy the Sega Genesis Classics Edition to get it, or, I guess wait for them to put it on the Switch Online. I guess they'll put it on there, I think. But I don't think they've said specifically if they're putting it on. Oh, and by the way, one other thing I should have mentioned, because we're talking about what came out this week, Nintendo also announced that what's coming next is, The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. So yeah, the game, the Christian Order I'm going to be doing, although we're going to use the N64 cartridge. That is, unless maybe it's emulated really well, which, I mean, I guess the signs are showing good for that, potentially. Alright, you know what, we can get the tracer thingy. You know what? Actually, you know what? I don't want to do that. I'm going to try something else. I want to try and see if I can't get... You know, I'll get the laser. So there's the laser with the, what is it? The Force. I want to get the laser with the, fire, if I can. Because it's a short-range laser, but it hurts badly. Or it's on the Sega Classics Collection. Oh, yeah, the Sega Genesis Classics Collection. Is that... Oh, wait. Actually, no, there's another collection it's on. It's on, although it's another one that didn't come out here. It's on the Treasure Box Collection, which came out on the PlayStation 2, which has, Dynamite Heady, it has this, it has Alien Soldier, and it also has the Game Gear version of this, because there's a Game Gear version of, Gunstar Heroes that also did not come out in Japan, or did not come in the US, I'm noticing a pattern that way, though the Dynamite Heady, version for Game Gear came out. I have that version, but I just don't have a way to stream it. Yeah, in that case, there you go as far as your Alien Soldier case, for that perspective anyway. But, yeah, as I said, that was the other collection. It's too bad we didn't get that Treasure Box Collection, honestly, because I remember years later I found out that existed, like... In fact, I think it was before they did any ports of Dynamite Heady, which I think the first one was that Sonic Ultimate Genesis Collection, which didn't have this. And I remember at the time, people were up in arms saying, like, where the hell is Gunstar Heroes? Why is it not on here? And then Sega, a couple months later, said, oh, by the way, we're bringing it out for the download case, and we're putting online on it, which is like, okay, great. Yeah, you have online for Gunstar Heroes that way, and also that Sega Genesis Classics Collection has it too. Alright. Actually, I guess for everything that's two-player on that. Alright, and the Switch Online as well for this, for anything that's two-player that's on that, including this game, you have access that way. Alright, fine. This is the Fire Lightning. In this case, why I'm using that is just so it'll kill everything quickly. So actually, when you get back to Smash Daisaku, we can kill him really fast. Or kill him more, because yeah, it is more powerful, the laser. So that's the other aspect of strategy, and I love that. I absolutely love the idea that, yeah, you have strategy of how you want to play this game, and a lot of Treasures games I mentioned do that. The head stuff in Dynamite Heady does that. The shaking perspective the Mischief Makers does when we show that. Even the Astro Boy Mega Factor, you have like a dash. It's like Enter the Gungeon, where you have like the dodge thing, you're totally invincible. And you're sorta invincible when you do that dive there, the jump. Sorta, for a little bit, but it's very specific. It's a very specific timing window, but it goes back to the perspective, like, this is a hardcore game for hardcore players, but it's also something that feasibly you can come into with the difficulty options it gives to have a good time, and also play two-player to have help that way. But it is terrific as far as, like, what they're thinking as far as twisting up a genre, I guess, like this, because we mentioned, Relic first, you mentioned this. It looks like Contra. You can tell the influences to Contra. Yeah, no question. But at the same time, it's like, it's not Contra. It's not the exact same game as Contra. They're coming up with these unique twists. And it's wonderful. I think that's the reason why people love Treasure so much. I mean, even to the point where some of the games that people tend not to like are still kind of morbidly curious to people, including the Sylphid sequel they made on the PS2, as well as definitely the weirdest one, Stretch Panic, which is a game where you're this weird creature. It almost has a look like Balan Wonderworld, weirdly enough, before that game came out. This weird creature has this, like, scarf, and you can, like, grab things. And it has this, again, a perspective, like, how you're grabbing stuff, kind of like Mischief Makers a bit. But you're actually... people say, like, it feels like a tech demo almost as far as, like, physics, as far as, like, how it operates, but then, like, the idea is, like, hey, you can kind of, like, do, like, bra snatching, or bra snapping, as far as, there's no nudity for the purpose of that, so, like, hey, it's not off the table for the show, although feasibly, I guess, even if it was, as far as that, I could just record it locally and just do edits, basically not have a stream that way, but do it on the YouTube site that way. Oh, dropped another one, but I missed it as far as the health. Yeah, I got 146, I think we should be okay. But as I said, it's just something that anything Treasure makes, there is always that curiosity, and it makes some of them more expensive to collect, especially one like Silhouette Mirage, and I guess also some of the other ones we played, because I mentioned they did Ikaruga and they did Radiant Silvergun, which we've taken looks at on the show before for the Shooter Showcase. Although at least those have been ported a bunch of places, so you have options that way. Yeah, okay, I guess I gotta be a little more careful as far as the walkers, or say like, yeah, just grab the bomb and think fast. Fine, I have him, you know, have a walk there, or have a stumble, give me the dance you got. I'm drinking a water. Alright, fine, we're taking him down. The thing is, I do have to get closer now with this, but it'll hurt him quicker. Alright. Yeah, look at that, it is tearing him apart. Whoa, crap! I can't get too reckless. Okay, that was lucky. I thought he was gonna hit me. Oh, no! I mean, it's not as easy as with the other thing. I mean, I guess if I die again, I'll do that. Yeah, I guess I could just duck underneath him, so that works that way, too. Yeah, it looked like it went right through me. I didn't get hurt. Somehow. Maybe that's wrong. I'll look back on the playback for that. Okay, so that's first form. Hopefully I can kill him on 26. Alright, we'll see that thing on Mr. Baker's just a second. Shit. Okay, that's the other thing. I feasibly stay close and hopefully avoid that other laser, or the other fire blast. Oh, because I guess it's random how that works. Yeah, I think I'm gonna die. Yeah, maybe this is not helping me out as much. Alright, fine, we're gonna have to make that walk again. More for talking. Mr. Baker's the game where you shake, 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 shake your booty, shake your booty. Oh yeah, Casey and the Sunshine Band. Yeah, we are a fan. Or I am a fan of the Casey and Sunshine Band and disco perspective in this on this show. So there you go. It has not lost on me as far as that. Or I guess I want to put on my boogie shoes. Just to boogie with you. So yeah, this is turning into a disco night that way, I guess. So there you go. Ooh. Ooh. Actually, I'm trying to think if there's like any perspective as far as disco and game. Well, okay, Jet Force Gemini is one. As far as that, you go to like that disco bar. As far as that, I guess feasibly the Rock Band games. As far as the fact that they have the Bee Gees stuff on there, and when they dropped that about 10 years ago, I said I'm buying this immediately. But yeah, licensed content. But still, that's another perspective to that. But I do love that idea as far as it, and the idea of, as I said, I didn't know coming into this that I was going to mention Casey and the Sunshine Band, or that the chat you're going to mention it. So we can pretty much talk about really any walk gaming-wise, or I guess other cases where, I guess, actually, you know what, I got a gaming story as far as disco music, I'll tell this. Project Gotham Racing, I've mentioned that game a couple of times, from the Xbox, it's launched with it. It has usage of custom soundtracks. I'm a big fan of the movie Saturday Night Fever. If you've never seen that, you should, it's amazing. And with that movie, I have the soundtrack. So actually, I was playing the Casey's, the Sunshine Band. I was playing the Bee Gees. I was playing the Kool and the Gang. I was playing the Walter Murphy. I was playing the Tramps of Disco Inferno, and it's the full version, the 11-minute version. So in that case, like, I was playing that to the tune of the Project Gotham Racing game, and it's like, yeah, how many other people were using the custom soundtrack on the thing were using it to play disco music? I guess I don't agree with the definition of disco from the Rugrats, which is, Aunt Dee Dee, what's disco? Oh, honey, it's something that happened a long time ago, and it's never, never coming back, so don't you worry. But yeah, no, disco's never dead here, so there you go. Alright, yeah, I do want to find another one of those tracer things, because honestly, I think it's making my job easier, but I do have more vitality. Although, I guess in nothing else, it's also let me show, when you double up on the chaser, you have the big stars there. It's like, yeah, they're going down and they're dying. Actually, yeah, there's a lot of health in the chests, or the boxes. Come on. But I can also get the other perspective, like, hey, this could be kind of overwhelming, because I said, also you have 2 players, it helps it that way. Alright. Alright, so I got 171 going here, so actually this is not too bad. Alright, yeah, think fast. Or just throw him back, because, like, yeah, I've had enough. Alright, 186. Alright, we're doing good. Alright, come on. Yeah, try to get the bird. Alright. Actually, honestly, I'll say this as far as this part right here. This is usually the part where it's like, yeah, I realize that the electric seeker case is not always the best option, because usually it doesn't destroy these things that quick. Also, I don't think... Okay, I don't know if I got hit there or what, because I don't think you can get crushed by the boxes and hurt by that, I don't think. But if that's wrong, let me know, or I'll look and see later if it's wrong. Whoa. Next is the other thing, let's talk about the tech stuff. Flicker, you're not seeing a whole lot of it, only really, in some cases. It was like, oh yeah, there's so much on screens. Like, again, it's pushing this system to the limit, clearly. Basically, if you ever want a game to show off what the Sega Genesis can do to people, yeah, give them this one. Show this one. As we're going down the road and on the journey of life. Like, I guess that's been kind of that way as far as tonight's show, and I appreciate that. Whoa! Alright, fine, you know, fine. Let's go back to Old Reliable here, and yeah, we'll use this to destroy Smash Daisaku again, or actually kill him. Well, actually, I guess to go back to the Mischief Makers case, and I said, we'll do this when we play that game, because we're playing that game this year. Do you not worry on that, or don't you worry. I guess there's some interesting cases that, including, like, one part of the game where basically it's... I guess you can see the Konami influence this way. It's basically an Olympics game. but I will save that for later if you have not played Mischief Makers. And if you have, I'd like to see that. And if you haven't played it, I recommend you do it. But I was also saying, as far as what I like to see, is that Treasure was on Twitter a couple months ago when they first announced the stuff for Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack, saying like, hey, we want to release other games for some of this stuff. I was thinking like, can you put Mischief Makers out? But I don't know if that can happen because the licensing on that is weird, because it was released by Enix in Japan, and Nintendo published it here, and then Treasure developed it, and there was still an Enix connection when it came out here, so I don't know if they had to go to Square for that. They might, but I'm not sure. If anybody knows where the licensing on Mischief Makers lies, maybe let me know, or maybe Treasure's working that through. We've got Banjo-Kazooie on the Switch Online, the first time we've seen it on a Nintendo system in 24 years. And they do emphasize the fact that it's from Xbox Game Studios. So there's that mix, because remember, Microsoft owns Rare, and they own Activision now, as we now know. Although they seem like they want to just keep everything Activision on every system. Alright, so let's take Smash Daisaku out again, or hopefully get him for sure this time. Oh no! You see, I'm also realizing, like, hey, you're right, as far as chat's concerned. Our Curry Irish is saying, basically the idea that, you know, when you're playing this, you don't necessarily have to think that much when you're just shooting. Like, hey, I'm just holding the B button and aiming at him a little bit, and just holding it and forgetting. Although, you do lose the lock, by the way, when you do that jump, so then you have to kind of readjust it. But just by pointing the D-pad at him and then firing. Alright, so, that's the first one. Oh, you have a block? Wait, how did I do the block? It looked like he did, like, some block case on that. Alright, yeah, get out of the way, my friend. You know, maybe that's the other thing. I gotta keep him a little close so that I can at least hit him so he doesn't do the fire thing. Okay, I'm in a good pattern on him now because he's just doing the leg extender. Alright. He's not grabbing me either. There you go. Xbox bought Activision. Yeah, that's true. You're right. And that's what I was mentioning earlier, which was a big deal. I mean, as far as that, because that basically means that, I guess assuming it goes through, and I guess it's going to... Oh, shit. Okay, that took off 20. I was like, wait a minute. How am I going to live through that? Alright, okay, that's good if he's just doing that, but I need to also get out of the way of the single shots. Oh, shit. I don't want to die to this again if I could avoid it. Alright, yeah, stay away. Now I'll get to the perspective on Microsoft as far as that. Because that is a big deal, and Sony's stock prices went down on the back of that. But, as I said, I don't think that's really going to be a problem, because I think Microsoft, weirdly enough, you think, like, this is a power move on Microsoft's part. They're just saying, like, oh, we want to have this, so we can have this exclusive to our system, the way they did with Bethesda. Because they own Bethesda as well. Okay, come on. Okay, if I die to his fucking foot, I'm gonna go nuts. Okay, come on! Shit, no! God damn it. Alright. Yeah, this is, unfortunately getting a case. Look, I guess I could cheat, but as I said, I have infinite continues. Alright. One more time, sorry. But, as I said, this is a discussion program, so it works fine. Alright, let's talk the Activision, case with Microsoft. They bought them, and we'll see what's gonna come with that. I guess also what's gonna come with the stuff of Activision and Blizzard that everybody has been mentioning for the past couple of months. I guess also what that means, Bobby Kotick's gonna get tossed out on the back of that, which I guess so. We'll see if that happens. I think there's too much public pressure. There's no way in hell they can't do that now. But then again, the deal is not gonna go through until, I think, next year. And I guess already Microsoft's been mentioning that as far as, like, hey, you know, I guess they're gonna put stuff on Game Pass. They're gonna put stuff as far as, I don't know, I guess they're gonna be doing stuff with, trying to bring back old franchises. They say they want to bring back Activision franchises. But I guess the question, like, to that, what that's going to entail, and also they're saying, like, the thought that maybe with Call of Duty, where we've had a Call of Duty annually since 2000... Oh, fine, we've had a Call of Duty game as far as the canonical ones annually since 2005, which was with, Call of Duty 2 from the Xbox 360 and PlayStation... Oh, well, actually, no, it was not on PlayStation 3, it was on PC. There was another Call of Duty 2 that was on the PS2, GameCube, and Xbox, Big Red 1, which I believe was it was based on Band of Brothers, interestingly enough. It was really good. I'm playing an Xbox Series S during tax time if I can. I'm looking for Series S, or Series X, I should say, because as I mentioned, I have backwards compatible stuff from Xbox that I'm wanting to run nicely. As I've said, I'm not doing Sonic Unleashed on the show until I get one, because 60 FPS on that game, you bet I want to show that off. And also see how the, if I can show it in 60 FPS on that system. But I guess that's the idea, I guess, that's making the people do with that. Like, hey, I want to have this system, or I want to have access to some of this stuff. Although, as I said, I'm pretty sure Microsoft is going to let some of that stuff come on to those systems. Because that's a weird case, because it's weird. Microsoft has bought a lot of companies. They bought Rare, as I mentioned, or as we've mentioned before. They bought Mojang, the company or the guy who makes Minecraft. They bought Activision now. They bought Bethesda. But yet, a lot of that stuff is still coming on the PlayStation systems. And even on, like, Nintendo's stuff. And as I mentioned, Banjo-Kazooie. And it's also, that's not even a new thing for Microsoft. Because what Microsoft's done, has been really interesting, honestly, now I'm thinking about it, is in Game Boy Advance days, after they bought Rare, Rare had games on Game Boy Advance they were working on. And, they basically said, or Microsoft said, yeah, feel free to release those on the Advance, the ones you were working on. And they did, which were Banjo Pilot, It's Mr. Pants, and what was the third one? Oh, Banjo-Kazooie, Grunty's Revenge, actually. Yeah, there were 2 Banjo games. But Banjo Pilot was not a Banjo game initially, it was a Diddy Kong game. It was Diddy Kong Pilot. Same case with It's Mr. Pants. It was Donkey Kong Coconut Crackers. Nintendo owns that, so that part went away at least. I'm mostly getting it for the purpose of its emulation capabilities. I guess as far as the fact that there's backwards compatible stuff on top of that, which they said they're not adding anything more, by the way, to that after the update they did a couple months ago. But still, that is a pretty massive back catalog of stuff that's on that. So in that case, like, hey, you're getting that option, and I guess also the perspective of the stuff from the older systems, you know, you'll have access to it on the new system playable on. I mean, it's interesting, because I have Splinter Cell. I've mentioned Splinter Cell more than once. The idea that that's a game that came out 20 years ago in November. I have the Xbox disc. I can put that in my Xbox One as it is and play it, no problem. It's just the idea of having that and having it be this ultimate version of the game. For the purpose of that, and like what you were mentioning when we did Rystar, the idea that Sony's taking a look at that and they're saying, like, hey, they want to do something with PlayStation 5, I guess, although we still haven't seen what that's doing. And I guess they're going to say something now, I guess, based around what's going on as far as the Activision stuff, although I think even Microsoft came out and said, we still have the intention of letting Sony have this. Kind of like how Sony's going to have the first crack at... What's that game of Bethesda's? The one they have that's coming out, I think it's next year, that is specifically for PS5 to start. It's that one. That, and you can also install retro architecture. Oh, really? I guess what? What's that specifically? Because I'm not aware as far as, like, what that perspective is on the Series S and X. So feel free to check out Modern Vintage Gamer. Okay, yeah, I do know that channel and like it. So yeah, they'll probably have a perspective of what that is. So I'll take a look for sure. I'll also put a link to that in the YouTube site version of this video when I put it up in a couple days. As I said, it's going to take longer, I guess, only because of the fact I'm dying constantly. This part of it. Alright, but yeah, I need to buckle down and take care of Smash Daisaku for good this time. Because I didn't have this much trouble in the test playthrough. I did test this game pretty much all week on my lunch break at work. Using the Switch version mainly, but still the control's the same. Alright, yeah, okay, I'm doing what usually you're supposed to do with a fire extinguisher, which is sweep from side to side. No, I'm sweeping from side to side with the fire, so everything is burning. Oh, it even reaches that. If it reaches that perspective, I guess I'm using it as a fire whip. Or since I mentioned The Simpsons every so often, I guess, how's this taste? Good? It tastes like burning! Yeah, but, yeah, they're fine. They're gonna still keep coming, or to go with the Star Fox 64 case, these guys just keep coming! Yeah, they do, because it is basically infinite enemies until you get to bosses. Alright, good news is actually, this is probably working good for me, because I'm not doing the stupid thing, which is rushing ahead. And since I have 2 of the fires, the reach of the flamethrower is further. Just lash these things, there you go. And I just love the graphic effect of that, oh damn it. Bomb. Alright, come on. Oh yeah, you also do have that guy in the drum, but yeah, you know, screw him, he's gone. Okay, yeah, let me go get that, because, yeah, if I dive into that again, or slide into that, come on, birdie. Oh, yeah, you could also hang on the side, but yeah, I'm missing him. I'm trying not to, I'm trying to dive into him. So yeah, I'm doing, again, what I did wrong before, like, rushing ahead. Alright, that's what I'm talking about. Alright, thank you for the link, like for we'll go in the YouTube site description when I put that up in a couple days. Alright, so I'm at 87 on health, so that's better, I guess, but alright. I want to kill this guy. I don't want to keep doing this. I know it's boring as far as the audience as far as this. Which I guess is the benefit of a discussion program. Oh! But then I guess also because there's been a lot going on game-wise as far as this week is concerned. I guess it's fair enough to the case of that. I guess that's kind of going to be the case next week, because as I mentioned, a lot of that's going to be, the cleanup on Kingdom Hearts. Okay, and there's another link for that. Alright, again, another one for the YouTube sites. Thank you. You're adding to the video when I put that up a couple days. And as I mentioned, there's edits to that, so it makes it, you know, a benefit for having it and also having it for future recording. Also because the YouTube, or the Twitch version of this goes away after 2 weeks. Alright, I don't want to do the level of dance with you. I want to kill you. And you know what? Okay, no, I can't pick him up. I'm trying to remember, I thought you could, but yeah. Although it's interesting, I'm trying to use the fire on him, but he has the jetpack, so, Alright, Smash Daisaku, you're giving me trouble. You need to die. Actually, I think he has the afterburner, so I guess is that a Sega case? Oh shit, I forgot he does it low. I thought he always didn't do it well. Alright, but at least I could reach it from up here. Honestly, the worst part is the fire, really, as far as what it is. Okay, here's the other thing I guess I could also do, which I'm not doing. I could use the save state perspective on this, but I was like, no, I don't think I should do that. Although, you know what, maybe I should. You know what? If I get through this first part, I'll put one down just because. Because honestly, I think enough's enough. And see, this is what I was afraid of when we did Final Fight 2 last week. I'm saying it's going to be a problem with that, because there's no codes to help out. Alright, come on. I got him. Alright, let me show you how the save state works. You hit the start button, hold it for 5 seconds on this unit. Yeah, you get this, you save it anywhere. These other saves, by the way, this is me showing off, and I'll show this at the end of the show. My fun, quote-unquote, trying to show all of 7 Force off on Expert. Yeah, that's an interesting time. But yeah, just in case, yeah, we'll put this down. Enough. I'm boring you enough. Yeah, walk in my fire, my friend. I mean, it is doing a good number on him, sort of, but again, his health is high. I do like that it's all in numbers. Oh, right, there we go. You know, maybe if I'm close to the fire, that'd be good. Alright, you know what, I guess I gotta be right next to him when he does the other one, but if he does that one, you're in trouble. Alright, fine, okay, that was lucky. Okay, I guess I avoided getting hit somehow. Alright, fine, no, if I'm standing right here, I think I'm good if he shoots that one out. Except he's not doing that, damn! Oh no, he's gonna get close! Yeah, because the throw will kill me. It's a 20 point drop if I get hit by that. Oh, crap. Oh, no. Even the foot hurts. Alright, come on. Just keep doing that. Just don't shoot the gun. That's all I'm asking you. Don't shoot it. Alright, finally got him. I never die. Yeah, alright, we had to fight to get Yellow back. There she is, by the way. Oh, we're done, thank God. But I think uh-oh. Yeah, I guess I'm sweating bullets. Fine, alright, here's the gems. Give me my, sister pack, please. Good game. Yeah, not after the time I had, but alright. This guy takes a lot. Yeah, Smash Daisaku is, yeah, he is a pain in the ass. As I mentioned, I guess I'm glad it happened here, because as I mentioned, when I first played this game, this is the trouble I had. Alright, but also they're little, tiny mite soldiers. Yeah, they anti my sister, Yellow, by knockoff Bison. Yeah, he looks like M. Bison from Street Fighter 2. That's true. You're not the first person to emphasize that, first, but yeah. And I guess then they probably were paying attention to that because Street Fighter 2 was everywhere in 1993. So there you go. Alright, fine. There goes General Gray up in his warship. So alright, fine. We saved our sister. Yeah, it was a tough fight, but hey, for family, perfect case. Yeah, we made it back safely eventually. Yeah, I watched everything. Yeah, you're watching me dying like 3 or 4 times. Alright, but I have Vitality 200. Thank Christ. Alright, I've dug up this small, speedy spaceship for you. Pressing the D-pad and C button, the boosters enable it to do warping through space, which actually is kind of a take on Astro Boy Omega Factor's dash move, and I'll show that in just a second. We're going to space. Alright, now we're going to the Empire spacecraft in our hyperdrive mode for our ship. Alright, so yeah, this is the other case. Before Ikaruga, we had this. Although this is still not as hard as Ikaruga. So yeah, we do have fire. You do still have your combo powers when you're in here. So yeah, keep using them, and also use the mix there if you want to. Oh, in that case, you know what? I'll just use the fire again. Yeah, I know, fire in space, but there you go. Yeah, if I could get another Seeker case, that would also be good. Alright, now we are in the ship. Yeah, when you hit the C button like that, you do that dash, and yeah, you are, I think, invincible during that. Or it also, okay, I think the story's thing, oh no, I'm just shooting. Whoa. Alright, so yeah, you still can sort of use that, again, like with Astro Boy Mega Factor, but as I said, unlike that one, you're not dying in 3 hits. Even on normal difficulty. But it's still really fun, but really hard. I have to get a copy of that if you'd like to see it. Alright, here's Timeron again. He's a little different in here than when we saw him in the Dice Palace. Oh, right, I forgot. That was a timer case. You're right. I forgot about that. You basically wait to let him die. But I said, you know what? Screw this. He's dying in 1 second. Okay, so it's kind of a joke. So I guess that also goes to the other perspective. Like, hey, the weird sense of humor that a lot of the treasure games tend to have. Whether it's this one, or whether it's Dynamite Heady. Or also even, Light Crusader. I remember showing that to people. And showing the idea, like, hey, it's an RPG. But you also have the perspective, like, you know, fine, I'm dead. I'm early enough into this level, I don't care. So let's do it. Okay. Okay, or okay, what specifically? Knock off Bison? Yeah, elaborate, and I'll do that. Or okay, you want to see Astro Boy Mega Factor, because that's also one that... It's not super expensive, but I would definitely have to get a copy of that. And I can show it, I have the Game Boy player, so at that point we can do that. Alright, I want to get the Seeker now, or at least I think that's what it... Okay, I should know what it's called, I have it written down over there. Alright, there we go, fine, alright, fine, enough. We're going back to what it... Oh wait, Timetron. You know, okay, fine, since I died, I can show that. I basically won't kill him. I think maybe the thought is like, hey, I'm playing this so much. I'm like, no, I just want everything dead instantly. Sorry, when Timeron comes back, I will, not kill him quickly. So in that case, you know what? It's good I'm dying this way. So I can at least show off more of this game and I guess get more of a show for you. Because otherwise, maybe I beat this game in an hour. It's like, hey, is that going to be enough time for the show? Well, if not, if it was the case, you know, I come up with something, on my feet for the purpose of giving you more for your money, or more for your time. It's not money. I'm never charging for the show. It's basically me paying to entertain you, and I'm absolutely happy about that. Alright, fine, Timeron. Also, I'm apparently glitching through the side ship. Alright, how long can I last? Let's see how this works, then. Okay, he shoots the fire out. Okay, so you're just doing this, so far, so good. Although, okay, maybe the other thing is that, okay, the fire is appearing each way. Let me see something. Okay, no, okay, so, no, you are invincible. Oh, okay, no, you sort of aren't invincible when you do that. Alright, so fine, I'll keep this going a little bit. And I know based upon how much time you let be on the clock there, you get more points. Although, as I said, given how much I've died, I don't know if it's really going to make much of a difference. Okay, you know what, we'll wait a minute, and then, kill him. It seems like it's basically just gonna be this. I'm surprised, like, the bullets aren't going reverse or something like that. Alright, fine, we give him a minute. He's not living. Yeah, because he goes down really quickly otherwise. And then push shot button. Yeah, there's my time bonus, which is much higher. Which is weird. Usually it's the other way. It's like, oh, you usually want to do it really quickly. But I guess this is playing on that, expectation. There's something to be said about that. Or you see the details back there of, like, the, soldiers in the ship over there. But I do have this, so I do want to try and use it and try and avoid all the shots. And to think this is not the most insane with shots this game, or that a treasure game can get. Because I mentioned Ikaruga when we played that. I mentioned, I had someone play that game one time who is huge into, like, bullet hell games like, Toho and Death Smiles, and said, you know, you'll be fine with this because you have a way to avoid the bullets by using the polarity mechanic that game rocks. Yeah. That didn't happen. They were dying constantly. I've never heard them swear so much in my entire life. And that game is insanely nuts as far as difficulty, but still, it's really good. Check out the Shooter Showcase video if you want to see a little taste on what that game was like. We can go back to that as well if you would like as well. So, yeah, feel free to let me know as far as that. Anything else you want to see of games or treasure as well. Yeah, basically just avoid the lasers. Yes, avoid these, because I think you do have to go through them. And I think if you touch the sides... Oh, yeah, you do get hurt if you touch the sides, but thankfully it's not like... I guess let's mention this. Silver Surfer on NES, where you touch the side of it, you die once. You hit once, you die. And that's it. No health bar. So, yeah. At least be thankful this game gives you a health bar and health. You know, trying to pick up the health. Alright. Actually, maybe it's just me, but I'm almost wondering if maybe my B button is getting sticky on my Genesis Mini, because I've been holding it down pretty much for an hour and a half. So, yeah, there you go. But I do love, again, the look of this and also the details in the background as far as, like, the parallax scrolling of the stars. It definitely looks great. Oh, crap. But you're careful not to die. I hope I can get some more health. Also, that's the other thing about the lock-on. I can get locked on the asteroids, and I don't think you can destroy those. Oh, okay, that's the other thing. Yeah, those things will come, and when they're flashing like that, they're not visible or not, you know, anything on screen, so get out of the way quick. Reminds me of the Doomsday Zone from Sonic Knuckles. Absolutely. I get that perspective. Damn, my ship is destroyed again. So I guess we're going to see the not Doomsday Zone again. Actually, I guess, yeah, I wonder, I don't know if maybe Sega or, yeah, Sonic Team had a perspective on Gunstar Heroes when they're making that game. Because, yeah, there is that perspective of space, and this is not even the last level for it. I guess maybe the idea, like, every game of Sega's, it seemed like, or a lot of games of Sega, not everyone, a good amount, seemed like they were taking to space near the end of it. Alright, you know, yeah, let's get the star. Oh, hey, fitting, we're in space, let's kill them with star power. But definitely has a nice look to this. I mean, I guess, Electors, let me know this, and anybody else in chat also give me a perspective to this if you would like to emphasize this. Have you ever beaten this game? I beat it on the 360 specifically, and I think I beat it on one other point. But it's been so long since I've done it, it's, yeah, maybe that shows a little bit as far as how it's operating. Take you to the end of it. I don't know as far as how the end of it's going to go, but we're going to beat this game, damn it, so don't worry. And there's nothing else to mention. I've beaten it once. Okay, yeah, which is, I guess, my case. You know what? We showed Timer on. I want him dead. I don't care about him anymore. Let's see, what's the lowest score you can get? Let's try that. Okay, I killed him quicker with the laser thing, or the laser trace steel. Okay, let me also do that. Also, wait a minute, why were they just holding? I wasn't holding the B button down. Actually, even like some of the sounds sound sort of similar as far as that for Sonic Knuckles. So yeah, good observation, like, versus as far as that. Although it's not exactly the same way it was for Ristar when we did that one a couple months ago. Or last month. It feels like it's more than just than 1 month. I guess the time's been going weird that way for some reason. At least to me it has. But so far this is going well, and as I mentioned, since you do get extra health to start off each level you beat, you get to use that to your advantage. Say like, hey, I can kind of last a little longer or maintain it better. Sometimes in my case I get so into it that that doesn't happen. Alright, can you, yeah, that's good. Okay, yeah, I was trying to get a drink of water. I was like, yeah, sometimes I can't, you can't completely take a break. I guess, yeah, just keep using that dive thing. I think that's actually kind of helping the hyperdrive. That just, I guess, kind of reminds me of, like, the hyperspace thing of asteroids. Speaking of things, well, it's Tari. I don't remember if the asteroids that was on... Actually, no, I think it was Activision who released the Asteroids remake, the one that was on the N64 and the PlayStation. I think it was on the PC as well. The one from the 90s. In this case, I guess it's like the asteroid field case of Star Fox 64, and I guess we'll do that when we do Star Fox Super Nintendo next month. Although, like, since you requested that, I want to ask you a question about that, if you wouldn't mind. How do you want to see that? Do you want me to go through all of the paths of that? And I guess, yeah, because I'm not sure how to do that, how I want to do that, because actually I don't know if I've gone through every single one of them. I mean, I'll have to practice the game for sure. And I guess also, I have it on Super Nintendo specifically. Do you want me to run it that way, or do you want me to run it on the Switch Online? It's your choice how you want to see it, so, since you requested, so, take your pick and let me know. Ow, crap! I mean, I'm in better shape now because of the health, but still I want to be careful. I think we're coming up on the boss. Reminds me of Space Invaders. Oh, from Taito. Yeah, absolutely. It does have that perspective, yeah, with a lot of bullets as far as avoiding those. But have you ever seen Ikaruga? Yeah, it's even more in that game. What are we talking about? Well, a couple things. I guess, as you mentioned, I go all over the place. Alright, this is the 1000mm gun. Yeah, we want to kill this thing. That's number one. While I'm killing him with my Stars of Death, since we're doing Star Fox Super Nintendo next month on your request, select verse, do you want to use the Super Nintendo cartridge I have to play it, or do you want me to use the Switch Online? And also, do you want me to do all three paths for it? Let me know, and we can do it that way, however you want. This is your selection on the request, and I thank you for that very much. Alright, that's one part. I think there is another boss as we're coming up on this, so yeah, we're not done yet. Yeah, but the stars are doing me good. Yeah, there is a lot there. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah, they usually just sit there and let everything die. I know there's health they're going to give me later, so yeah, let the fire go. Oh, they're perfect. I was going to say, yeah, because usually when you see health given like that, easily or quickly like that, you know you're close to a boss. But the other thing, I guess there's a Gradius perspective, which I guess makes sense because Treasure did make a Gradius game. They made or Gradius game, Gradius 5, which is on PlayStation 2. You Switch Online and like to see all three paths if I can do it. No problem, I'll do it. I just have to practice that game, and I guess that's also the good news as far as like why I don't know the schedule for next month, except for, well, it's fine, except for the end of the month when we go back to Mega Man Legends with Nocturne, who's in the chat. And by the way, I'm looking forward to doing that with you again. And also, Nocturne, I want to put this one thing to you before I go back to what I was saying. When we do Mega Man Legends for Part 2, we're going to use the PlayStation 3 again for the purpose of that. Oh, Seven Forces again, except he's Final Assault. So yeah, Seven Forces in space. So we're going to see all Seven Force forms, I guess, by proxy. But, okay, what I was going to say is, since I bought the digital version of Mega Man Legends, it uses the same save file as the disc we played off of. And also, I have a HDMI splitter I'm getting sent to me on Monday. It's going to allow us to bypass the HDCP for that, so we can use the HDMI to show it. Can we show the digital version? Because I can also show off the manual in that. It's going to be the same case, and the save stays, or the save that we have for that is going to be pulled regardless, so I guess it won't matter. As far as the Star Fox deal, yeah, I'll do that and I'll practice, and I guess it's also good, as I mentioned, that we don't have the schedule set in stone as far as, like, when, except for the Legends case. But I'll talk with Proto-Rovo later, and we'll get a sense of when Part 2 of Ocarina of Time will go, and then I can figure that. But I don't know by next week we'll do Kingdom Hearts concurrently over 2. So at least I'll get some practice time for Star Fox, because I do want to practice that. If we're doing all three paths, and I think you're right, we should do it. I agree with that. I think I need to be ready for it. Alright, yeah, we got 7th Force in space. And thank God we're done with that. But we got one more thing to do. Okay, actually, not quite. We have... Well, fine. One more thing in this stage. And also, yeah, you know, let's get this. So at least we can run this way. Because there is a boss here, sort of. Oh, right, there is not a boss. There is a boss, an actual one. I should remember this. I actually practiced this part a couple days ago. It's the last battle I did not practice. Or couldn't get... Oh, no. I sort of did. Alright, here we go. Yeah, this... Pay attention to the background with the floor. We have, well, we have, the core guard system. I guess this is a Kirby Superstar perspective, but it's almost like Spinderella in Dynamite Headdy. Yeah, the way the background like that is rotating. And also that part of the core over there. Avoid the laser shots and shoot him. And yeah, the spin like that, make sure to jump out of the way when it comes, but you can pay attention to the background to see where it is. And I'll love to show Spinderella off when we get to, Dynamite Headdy. And also show the amazing, or let you listen to the amazing boss music in that, battle. Whoa, crap! See, that's the other thing, they're also kind of distracting you because of the perspective, like, hey, those enemies are coming out. Alright. Ow, crap! I think there's another form, so we're not done yet. Ow! Okay, fine, another, one last fuck you, but, yeah, flashing light case, and we have the core that's coming out and all those orbs. Yeah, the rotation stuff. Genesis could not do this on board, but because of how Treasure knew how to develop the system, we have this effect, and man, it looks great. Even still now, the fact that the 16-bit Sega Genesis is doing this, yeah, it's quite a feat. Something they definitely should be proud of. Alright, we're taking him down. Uh-oh. Yeah, just keep diving, because I think they might come by and hurt me. Or we're done. Okay, no, they keep coming out and they keep hurting me. Alright, we almost done? So we're going the other way now. Uh-oh. Whoa, my head's spinning. Yeah, wait till we get to Spinderella in Dynamite Headdy, but yeah, same case here. Yeah, look at this. Yeah, this is an intense one, I will say that, absolutely. So I don't know, maybe it's too late for me to say, like, hey, if you have cases of sensitivity of motion, this might not be one to watch, but hey, it is still impressive. And I don't know if it's worse on Genesis, but alright, fine. I do want to kill him, but he'll keep running forward, and he'll do that punch there, and he'll throw the orbs out. Just stay out of the way, so he doesn't, you know, hit you on the side there. I'll try and get him over this way. Yeah, I think this is the last part of him. He does 3 forms. I got him. Yeah, he's running the Invisible Marathon. I guess running on the treadmill of that spinning background. Oh my god. Yeah, sometimes it might be too much, but then again, I love that about this game. And we hear that stage clear music. It is so good. Oh my god. On top of it being great music, just the fact that, yeah, you're satisfied. Alright, last level of the game, I think. Oh no, it is. This is the Empire spacecraft. We're walking on the outside of it. Let's go back to the music perils, I guess, walking on the moon. Alright, we got a couple bosses with a lot of the people we saw there, and they're in the control room. They're gonna come out. What a wild ride. Yeah, absolutely. Keep the Sonic Heroes stuff going for that. Like, it's all fitting. Okay, so yeah, this is the Duck Rebellion or whatever it is. Yeah, he does the shots down there. Actually, it looks like a Metal Slug boss, honestly. As far as, like, the way the turrets are. Actually, that's maybe... Oh, actually, no, I think... no, Metal Slug came out after this, so never mind. Okay, so I was wrong. I was like, wait a second, this is, I guess, compete with Metal Slug. Like, no, I think Metal Slug was maybe looking at this. Okay, fine. I guess Metal Slug was looking at this a little bit from SNK because of the fact it was, like, maybe more of a cartoony take, although it's also a more violent cartoony take. And at some point, we could show some Metal Slug off. I have the first one on the Switch, and I have, well, I have 3 on Xbox, and that's the version of 3 we're going to show because it's the best version. And it's the only one that actually addresses the slowdown the arcade version had. None of the other ones do that for some reason. Alright, yeah, we just keep going. Yeah, we tossed them out. They're gone. So now we have everybody else. And I guess we didn't save our brother Green over there. Because there he is on the side, just sitting back there, like, waiting, saying, like, okay, come on, guys. Come on, brothers. You're, embarrassing yourselves. Alright, so I'll be careful of the light there. It is an object. And also in the center there, That is a pit you can fall in. Whoa. You hang on the side or on the top there and basically just wait. Alright, where's the other laser coming? Oh my! Okay, that's Dynamite Hattie. I just love saying that whenever I fall and telling you, like, oh my! Oh wait, I didn't get hit that. You just keep jumping. Or try to keep jumping. There you go. Because the turrets on the other side will hurt you. Alright, next up we have the Pink Lobster. So Pink is back. But instead of the Pinky Rotor, we have the Pink Lobster. Similar, though. Actually, it does look like the Fatal Contraption from Dynamite Heady, actually. So, then again, I guess they were making Dynamite Heady sorta, I guess, when this was. They probably had the idea of, like, what Dynamite Heady was going to look like. So they probably were sharing some ideas as far as it. Yeah, just keep shooting it. And be careful of the bubbles. Because they will hurt you. And just jump off the walls. I also love the other perspective of this, how it looks, because, like, hey, it's like a television here. Like, yeah, they're watching on the, there you go. They're actually, the enemies are watching on the television, watching me, you know, kill everybody. So talk about being very, you know, self-referential, postmodern. Why the hell is he not doing anything? I was like, wait a second, I was shooting him, and you just kind of stand there. She's standing there as well. Fine. Pink, who's a female, and then her, henchman. I don't know if the henchman has a name. Alright, come on. Honestly, this is not the hard thing you gotta worry about. It's more the idea that you have to go through all these in one shot, and if you die, you have to go back to the start. All the colors of the rainbow. Yeah, absolutely. And that goes again to the other thing, as I meant. Fine. I mentioned this when we did, Rystar. The idea of the color palette for this. Even though the Sega Genesis is only capable of 64 colors on screen, you're not thinking it watching this game. But you're... Okay, fine. You're also right, I guess, as far as the other thing, because I just picked this up. Now that I'm realizing it. You're right. I think all of the, Gunstar characters basically are representing colors of the rainbow to some degree. Alright, Orange, yeah, this is the one that gave me trouble when I was doing the test playthrough, because what he does is he comes out, and he gives you the strong arm perspective, and their health bars are massive, so that's the other case of it as well. So basically just keep on the side of that, and also be careful when they do that. And he does the spiral thing like that. It is amazing what this thing is doing as far as its colors, and also on a cartridge that I think is only... I think it's only 8 megabits that they put into this, I think. But correct me if that's not right, or, I don't know. Because, to be fair, the size of Genesis cartridges, the biggest one was, I think, 40, which was, Super Street Fighter 2. But, this one was much smaller, but they got a lot out of it, despite the fact they were putting it onto a smaller cartridge size. Alright. We are getting him, though, so as long as you keep your distance, and, oh, right, he does the, arm rush. There's, like, Wario Land in that way, or maybe they were paying attention. Well, no. Wario Land came out the same year as this, so... Oh, right, because that's what he does. When he gets down to lower health, he'll do that, and he'll jump down. And you want to just keep hitting him that way, or in this case, he's not jumping down, so I'm getting lucky. Alright, boom, you're dead. And off he goes, and... Yeah, I might be button stuck. I'm gonna have to do something with this thing, because I was not holding the button at all, or touching the button at all, just got stuck. I haven't had this that long, which is very strange. Or, fine, I had this since 2019, when the Genesis Mini came out. Alright, so what's next? We do have some more health that way. Black Fly, alright. Yeah, Black gave me so much trouble in the Dice Palace, with the Psychic Gambit now, and, something else. Yeah, just stay on this, because there's a platform, there's a bottomless pit on the side. Oh, right, this part, because you have these things. You can slide into them, or also sort of shoot them. If you get lucky enough to, you know, get the laser onto them. Yeah, definitely getting a lot of, shooting going on here. Whoa, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna try that. Okay, that was lucky, me being able to just jump on the side of the wall like that, or the side of the television. Oh, crap! And just do this, because, damn, he is relentless. Oh, I got him. Whoa, yeah, it is a whoa case. There are so many whoa cases in this game, which is why it's amazing. It keeps surprising you, and I think that's really, I think above anything else, really what Treasure is best at. They keep giving you a lot of things, maybe more than what you expect. You're like, okay, you've seen something there, and there's like, it's always like one thing on top of another. And always something just to kind of capture your excitement and imagination. Alright, fine. To quote Metal Gear Solid 2, it's been a while, brother. So yeah, we have to get green back. Okay, yeah. Stop! Okay, in this case, I think I just have to stay away from him and stay away from his laser, but he's gonna try and, I guess, not Hadouken me to death, or, I guess, do, like, the, spark shot. Alright, fine, he was hitting the stars, which, okay, my target locks onto those. Okay, so, yeah, there you go. It shows the limitations of, look, this, yeah, you know what? Chat, you're right, or, Karairish is right, specifically. Yeah, this is for the win as far as the weapon combination, but even it has limits, so if nothing else, you're seeing those too. Alright. So we just have to take care of her brother, help him out, and get him back to normal, and then we can fight, General Gray, and, take care of things. This is the last level of the game, I do know. Whoa! Ooh! Okay, it's weird, I'm getting kind of nervous now, even though I was like, I know I can do this. As I said, that's also the other experience, that, hey, I'm here, you know, playing this thing, and it's like, in some ways I don't have a safety net, even with the save state case I was doing earlier that I didn't actually use. Now I'm realizing that. But, oh fine, I didn't use it as far as, like, having to reload it, but just the idea of, this is what it's like, that idea of, like, hey, oh god, I'm gonna do this. And just that kind of massive tension, but then when you get through it, you just feel so satisfied. It's the idea of, we're really going into, I guess, the philosophy of gaming. I guess that's really what this is all about. And you've all made it about and made me realize that that's what we should be focusing on, and I appreciate that. Alright. We almost have him. Or we get to Sonic Adventure 2, I'll quote this. We've almost got him. And we gotta do Sonic Adventure 2 eventually. Although the next Sonic game we're gonna do is actually the one, Dolly Finn, you wanted to see, Sonic Mania. We're doing that in August, because... Okay, we got him. Because in August, that's the 5th anniversary of that game, so we're gonna cover that. And I'll do both the Mania mode and the Encore mode. I don't know if I can do them both in one show, but I'll see. If not, we'll split up the two. Alright. General Gray, it's you now. We need those gems back. Or more accurately, the gems are reacting and killing him. Or almost killing him, because yeah, he wants to resurrect Gold and Silver. Or Golden Silver, let's emphasize that. Yeah, it backfired on him. Oh, there's health, there's health, there's health. Let me go grab that. Alright, here's the last boss. I think it's the last boss anyway. Okay, here comes the climax. This is Gold and Silver. What's he got? He has, Golden Blast, Nuclear, Jewel Strike, and Earth Resolver. Oh, boy. Alright, this is it. Last boss of the game. Yeah, your target is going to go onto the gems, but yeah, there he is. You're definitely getting the Terminator perspective, or maybe the Aliens perspective. Alright, whoa. So there he is. Yeah, okay, the gems are his weak point. Okay, now I remember. Now it's coming back. Whoa. Yeah, basically be careful as far as the blasts he shoots. And also those, because they're hard to avoid unless you're, you know, far enough away. I guess if he grabs me, that's gonna be bad. Also, I believe, although I'm not sure, if I die here, I hope I don't, that I continue right here, I think. But I don't know, we'll see. Yeah, just keep shooting. Even with this, it's gonna take a while, and you have to be paying attention to avoiding things. I mean, I guess that's the other thing. You can fire and forget this way, but then also get a sense of, you know, how to dive and avoid what he's doing. Yeah, especially doing the dash. I didn't even see what I was getting hit by. Oh, no. Oh, shit. Yeah, I was trying to slide out of the way, but it didn't work. Alright, fine, I'm dead. Let's see if I continue right here, if I have to go through that whole deal again. I think they let me continue here. Okay, good. They let me continue here. Perfect. So yeah, this game is fair. I'll say that about this game. This is not a case where, like, oh, alright, fine, we're using this. This is not a case where this game is unfair. This game is hard, but it's fair, if nothing else. So it's like, okay, fine, you do have some checkpoints. It just, in a lot of the cases I was running into, it didn't make much of a difference. Okay, we're on final boss, and I have 240 vitality here. So I don't know if I'm going to kill him as quickly with this thing. But yeah, here we go. Let's try again with Gold and Silver. Okay, and yeah, I do have to hit the gems. Nothing happens when I shoot him. You know what, I kind of want to avoid him, but at the same time, I also don't know if I can get as much of an opening on the gems that way. Yeah, the gems. You want to say jewels for some reason. It's like, no, they're not jewels. At least these aren't. Ow. Ow. Yeah, I don't remember his pattern. It's been a while since I've beaten this game. And like you said, it was with that Xbox 360 edition. And if you're on budget, that is probably the best way to play it, or the easiest way to play it, because it's only $5 on that and on PS3. And it might be on PlayStation Now if you have a PS4 or PS5, but don't quote me on that. Or I'll quote myself on that in a couple days. Alright, come on. Oh, crap. Yeah, I'm dying really quickly. This weapon combination is not doing me good. So you know what? I think it's probably better I die, honestly. Yeah, because if I hit him, I'm in trouble. Alright, let's see what I get. The boss design is so stupid, though, in this game that I love it. Alright, do elaborate. I guess because, like, what? It's like this electric thing. Alright, hang on. Okay, there, perfect. Okay, because at least this will do more damage. It has less of a range, but it'll do much more damage. But yeah, elaborate on that. I guess because it's like a skeleton in metal, pretty much. Or I guess maybe like a Terminator case, because I'm getting the Terminator perspective maybe from this. Here's the other thing, is because the stage perspective, or the story perspective on this is that it's the Sonic Adventure, or Sonic Adventure 2, or Sonic Unleashed case, where it's, you know, General Grey wants to resurrect this ancient god to kill everybody, or destroy the world, and that's what this is, but it looks like, I guess it looks like, I don't know, it looks like he has, I don't know, he almost looks like a surfer dude, like the thing with his arm, with his shoulders, and also, by the way, why is he not hitting me? Just kind of doing this, like, alright, fine, maybe I did this. Yeah, the design is very strange to that. It looks almost like a, I don't know, like a dancer, but as I said, I was gonna say, yeah, he's not gonna just stand there and let me kill him like this, is he? But he still has the laser shots. Ah, crap. Alright, but that's the other thing as far as using the dive, at least out. Looks like a hobo. Yeah, I mean, I guess so. I mean, the perspective, he looks, I guess, feasibly, you know, weird that way. Yeah, it's true. Though he is gold, as far as that, so I was like, there you go. So that makes everything better. Crap. Here's the teleport. Actually, also the other thing, as far as you want to talk about interesting, you know, stupidly wonderful enemy designs, we will get some Mischief Makers. I don't know if you played that, but that's another case. Actually, this boss here kind of looks like one of the three, you know, defenders as far as this. And I love the idea, like, they emphasize, like, hey, they're defending justice. Like, no, you have this robot maid who's the one who's really doing it, along with the fact of her, you know, her older creator who gets, like, her Master Roshi on because he's a total pervert. And every time you know, save him, he wants to cop a feel. And we'll get to that when we get to that. And I mean, I don't know, maybe that's also the reason they don't want to really release that, but I doubt it. I don't think they're going to be, you know, questioning that, maybe. At least I don't think they will. Whoa! And it was an E-rated game when it came out, so I doubt it. Ow. I think it's more of a license thing on that one, specifically. Yeah, basically just, I guess what I'm just doing is just pretty much doing the jump thing. I guess that's probably the best I can do, because I don't really have something really effective to hit him with. Oh, crap. Yeah, this is going to be the rest of it, isn't it? I mean, nothing else, you're getting a long show out of this, I'll give you that much, if nothing else. Alright, well, crap. Alright, there you go, I'm dead. I mean, if nothing else, it shows how hard this is. Alright, let's try again. Let's see if... Fire. Alright, you know what, fine, that'll work. Alright, fine. This is the, fire and, force combo. It basically is a big fireball that explodes. I mean, if nothing else, that gives me better range. So, okay, if nothing else, as I said, with this game, you're seeing the maximum element of everything in it, and you're also seeing what the real strategy is. And also, okay, there's another thing. The fire has linger effect, so actually, this is really good. So, it gives a perspective, like, what strategy you can bring to it. It's not just necessarily like, oh, there's one way to play this, and I love that about this game. I absolutely love that about this game. Actually, yeah, I think this is the one that's gonna do it. Unless I get to do something stupid. Alright. And you know, this might be easier now that the fire's going down there, so just stand here and shoot. Oh, except when he does the teleport. Oh, yeah, when I get him down to 5,000, though, or below 5,000, I know he goes to his next form. At least I think he does. Or maybe it's behind 4,000. Yeah, I do have more health going into this, if nothing else. Alright, fine. This is the way we're gonna run this. Okay, well, he's doing another thing with the gem. Oh, shit. That destroyed me fast. Alright, but it is something I can at least avoid easier. I can telegraph the slide under. Alright. Oh, shit. Or kill me faster. Alright, but that's what we're gonna use. Alright. So we got the plan down. Fire and this, and get our... that set. Okay, and there's no seeking. Okay, so like... well, which is fair enough. I guess it'll make it too easy, but alright. We're gonna burn it to death, which is fair enough. We're gonna kill it with fire for sure. I think it's the Jewel Strikes. Double Force. Okay, very nice. Yeah, well, that's another... you know, I could try that. You know what? We could try Double Force to see how that's gonna work as well. But so far, this is what's going. And there's... okay, alright, this is killing him real fast. And I guess I'm in enough of a distance he wasn't coming after me. So, alright, that's good. Yeah, I mean, I'll use what I can as far as being able to win. Okay, there's something I can understand, I'll use that. I think that's also the idea, like, hey, failing so much, so hey, I can make this interesting maybe this way. It's like, you'll notice little things differently. So like, okay, this didn't work, let's try this. Or maybe I should do this. Because as I said, here's the other thing about this. I'll say, I don't necessarily make it a point to necessarily come in here and say, oh, I'm the best gamer ever. Even though there's games I can, you know, totally handle, no problem. There's sometimes like, hey, I'll falter, I'll make mistakes. And that's why I love doing this live, honestly, because like, it's that risk take, but then also because of the way this show operates, it doesn't really matter that. And why has he not gone to the background yet? I was like, wait a second. Alright, so, alright, fine. I have the pattern down, so I know not to get in the way for that and just slide underneath them. Or I could just do that. You know what? That's a better idea. You know what? Yeah, let the fire go. Just shoot straight up. Oh, shit, no! I was so wanting to kill on that. Okay, there you go. Perfect. Come on, come on, come on, come on. We almost got him. We almost got him. Got him. Alright, there we go. Did it. Thank God. Little anticlimactic maybe, but alright, he's dead. So that is Gunstar Heroes, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, wait a minute. You know what? Given the shit that happened with Black, I'm not trusting this. I'm staying away. Yeah, boy. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much for your words of encouragement and for not, you know, thinking this is something that you're bored by. I want to try and make it as interesting as I can, even when I'm dying. Alright, thank God. We did it. We're going home on our spaceship. Well, there he goes. But we're not letting him take care of, you know, everything. Alright, we've awakened the terrible destructor. Yeah, and what of it? Oh, he's sacrificing himself to do it. So, alright, I guess General Gray did have some kind of a heart to him, or... okay, did it not work? Alright, I guess it didn't. What are we gonna do with no weapons? Yeah, where'd they go, by the way? I guess we lost them. I'm sorry I brought trouble upon you all. Oh, green. Even though I was controlled by the Empire, I'm going to make amends for the things that I did. Oh, boy. No, green! Alright. So I'm getting this nice replication of Mode 7 that Super Nintendo does, but it's by Genesis. Yeah, our brother, Green, he gave his life to save the world. Yeah, Sonic Adventure 2 Perils, I guess, are there as well. That is Gunstar Heroes for the Sega Genesis. We're not quite done with this because I do want to show... if you thought I was getting my ass kicked before, I want to show you a little... as much of, Seven Force every way as I can, just because of that, because I have the save seat down for that. I'm expert. But yeah, this is Gunstar Heroes. Thank you very much, chat, for requesting this. I know, chat, you've asked for this game. I know you said, when are we going to do Gunstar Heroes? This great game for Treasure. I've said I wanted to do it. Even with all the trouble I was having in some cases there, I had a blast playing this game. I had a great time, you know, mixing up with all of you in the chat. As I mentioned, anytime you want to see anything, come here on Saturday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll have the classic gaming goodness or any gaming goodness that you want to have, or any gaming badness. We'll play bad games too, so do not worry about that. And yeah, I love doing this. I love this game. It looks, sounds, and plays great. It is hard, but it is very satisfying when you get through. It has a great two-player. As I mentioned, I couldn't necessarily show the two-player perspective off, but it's been ported a bunch of places, and as I mentioned, that Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, and also the Switch Online, the Sega Genesis Classics Collection have this. There's online for this, so you can play online for your Gunstar Heroes case, have a great time playing with two players, or just have someone in the room with you playing, and it's a great time. As I mentioned, that was my experience first playing it. It was a great memory, and this game is a great memory just as far as it, and it's a terrific game. I definitely recommend it for anybody who hasn't played it, but I get the sense there are a lot of people who love this game, and I love that you love this game, and I guess that I love that you're, you know, wanting to see the show and have a fun time and relaxing time with it. All right, and this did start Dynasty as far as Treasure. As far as it, I missed the whole game. Oh, Edwack, sorry, I'm finally getting your name right. I realized that. I'm sorry. Don't worry. It's gonna go on the YouTube site in a couple of days. So you will not have missed anything. It'll be there for you. As far as it is so good to see you. Hope you've been doing well. And yeah, as I said, I'm not completely done. I do want to show one other thing off before we complete. In fact, well, you know what? I'll show two things. I'll give you a little bit of bonus. Here's the other thing about this program. I like to give you more than what you're expecting. So, alright, fine. We saved the world. Unfortunately, our brother's gun, and that also, I guess, goes into the sequel to this game, which is Gunstar Superheroes. You know, I'm gonna hit start to pull up the save state to show this. And we can play that game. I have that, Gunstar Superheroes. It's on Game Boy Advance. It's really good. It's also hard to find, but I own it, so we're all set. Let me show you how Expert is operating. Let's load Save 3 here. Yeah, here is 7 Force. You have to fight all 7. I'm not beating all 7. I'm promising this. It's fun seeing the rest of this game. You show me some of it. We never got to any of the end game stuff. Oh, right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, because let me just emphasize this. Yeah, Nocturne was on the show when we did Mega Man Legends and was it Sonic 1 Genesis, and she'll be on for part 2 of Legends and every other part of Legends and anything else she wants involved in. As far as that, yeah, I've shown this game off. She knows me well. In fact, there's a lot of people who do personally know me. They know that this is what I do. I love showing games off like this. In case of, have you ever played this game? And not a perspective like, oh, look, I'm better than you. I played it, you haven't. Let me share this with you. Let me show you how great this game and explain to you exactly why, so you're not in any kind of question as to why. And thank you very much as far as that Nocturne. That I guess like the fact that you're remembering this game. I mean, sometimes like I do like sometimes it hits you. It's like, you know, something weird. But yeah, this is the perspective of 7 Force for the fighter force there. He shoots the arm out immediately. So yeah, you're going to be in trouble if you're not careful. So this is where it's getting a lot harder, and the health bars are massive. But yeah, this is a great game, and if you haven't played it, I would recommend you do. As I said, it's on a bunch of collections as far as that, and it is on Genesis, but this costs a bit of money on Genesis. Whoa! And also, I guess, Nocturne, since you're coming to this, at least, when we do Mega Man Legends for Part 2, are you okay with us using the digital version that I downloaded off PS3? Because what that's going to be is going to be same save file we had before, but I'm also going to be show off the fact that the digital version comes with the digital manual, so at least we'll have that perspective. Hey, full, complete case. I'm looking forward to continuing that game next month, end of next month, and I believe we'll probably finish that in March, I think, is the look of it. All right, we're back at Urchin Force right now. This is actually one of the easy ones. Sure, I'll play the same anyway. Okay, no problem. I'm glad for that, because it's just something a little different, I guess. And I said, I'll get the stuff figured as far as the HDMI, because, you know, let's go into a tech reason. I'll explain this as well. I realized with PlayStation 3 has built into it, it has this thing called HDCP, which is High Definition Copyright Protection. That sounds very sketchy because it's like, I'm, you know, trying to circumvent that. And actually, it's illegal to circumvent that in some countries. Not in the United States, it's not. But when the PlayStation 4 released, a couple, I think a year or so after it came out, they gave an option to disable it. And what that does is, by the way, if you have that on, and it's on by default on PlayStation 3, it makes it so the HDMI signal does not go through when you're running a capture card, the way I'm running for this game or anything I do for the show. But I got an HDMI splitter that will bypass it for the purpose of the PlayStation 3, so in that case, we can have a better output look to it, and yeah, in that case, we'll have that running that way as well. Because I was always wondering, like, why is the PlayStation 3 the only console that does this? Alright, we got the gun force again, but... Oh, Christ! It's shooting instantly when it stops. Oh my god. Okay, I didn't see this in the test playthrough, because what happens is that this is totally random, by the way, what happens. Alright, but here's the thing. It has to reload. So you do have a little bit of a case. Okay, so basically... Try and jump out of the way as soon as it stops. Alright. Look, if I beat this thing on my first go, I'm gonna be amazed, but I don't think that's happening. Shit. Or if nothing else, if I can try and show off every form of 7 Force that we didn't show as far as this part of it, then we'll be set. Or I'll pull the other save states I have out showing some of the other parts of it. Oh, crap. Basically, okay, just wait pretty much until it's going to stop. Alright, but it's getting good with the reloading. We're going to go back to the House of the Dead perspective of the reload. But yeah. In fact, maybe I should insert that in as far as the edit on the video when I do this in a couple days, but... Yeah, man, it's rapid fire for a pistol, man. It's crazy. A little more. Okay, I have to defeat all 7. There's no way in hell I'm defeating all 7, but I'm at least going to see how far I get. Yeah, this is expert. This is how it gets harder, because things hurt more. And there you go. Alright, there's the Eagle Force again. This is harder because of the fact that I need to, okay, die like that. There you go. Alright, that is the death case. You know what, fine, I'll give one more case. No, the other thing I was going to do was... You know what, I didn't show this off before. Well, the first time we showed the, Genesis Mini. I may as well do it now. This thing lets you play Japanese games. You want to see what, all the games that are on this. I did a play of Castle of Illusion a couple years ago, which we talk a little bit about everything that's on here. And anything you see that's on here you want to play, you want to see played that we haven't done before... Yeah, let us know we can do it. We have Street Fighter 2 coming up in November, probably. We're doing Sonic 2 when the Origins Collection comes out. Whenever Sega says anything more about that, because we didn't hear anything else. They just announced it. It was like, when's it coming out? I want to know. I want to know what it's going to even be on. Shinobi 3, which played. Mega Man Wily Wars, well, I think we're going to play that a little differently. I think Nocturne knows what I'm talking about on that one. Gunstar Heroes, which just played. Dr. Rogers Beam Machine, Diamond Hay, which we're gonna do, Contra Hardcore, which we're gonna do, Castlevania Illusion, which we already did, and Bloodlines, which I have a reason to go back to. But alright, what I'm gonna show off is going to languages. You do have options for Japanese, French, Italian, German, Spanish, traditional Chinese, and Korean. Let's turn on Japanese. That was the Mega Drive. Okay, I was like, wait a minute, why did it not load? Okay, fine. It shows English box art for stuff that didn't come up for Japan specifically, like Earthworm Jim. You have World of Illusion, you have Castle of Illusion, you have, Lisa Dragoon. It's like, I had to look at that and see what that was. Alice Kid in the Enchanted Castle, Echo the Dolphin, Columns, Comic Zone, Golden Axe. There's Gunstar Heroes. Looks a lot different as far as that, Japanese box art. Chameleon Kid, as opposed to Kid Chameleon. Control Champions, Contra Hardcore, Super Shinobi 2, which is Shinobi 3, Thunder Force 3, Shining Force, Altered Beast, Super Fantasy Zone. You know what, fine, we're going to show these off briefly by proxy that way. Song 1, 2, Space Harrier, Saber 2 Plus, I guess that's the Champion Edition, alright. Strider, Story of Thor, which is the name of Beyond Oasis for Japan. Sonic Spinball, that definitely looks interesting as far as how the look of that is. Dynamite Heady, which we're going to run the Japanese version, and I'll run it either with this or with the Switch Online expansion pack case, one of the two. This is Ghost of Goblins. Darius, Tetris. Remember, this was unreleased and is a game that if you find an official copy of it, it's like $30,000. So yeah, get this thing for the purpose of that. ToeJam and Earl, Vector Man, which I guess Japan didn't get either. Grand Uncle 2, Puyo Puyo, Face R4, Vampire Killer VF2 or Virtua Fighter 2. Definitely more of the virtual perspective. Tetris. Okay, you know what? Fine. Fuck it. Well, let's turn this into... Yeah, let me explain Tetris. Tetris was released... Ghouls and Ghosts. Okay, fine. See, it's weird. It's always Ghouls and Ghosts, Ghosts and Goblins. It's all of them. Yeah, it was Ghosts and Goblins on NES, Ghouls and Ghosts, then Super Ghouls and Ghosts, and then Ghouls and Ghosts for everything else. Yeah, the answer to Dolly Finn's question on Tetris. This was a version of Tetris that Sega was making while Nintendo was trying to get the rights for it. I'll get that in just a second. Speaking of Wily Wars, I'm still waiting for my limited run copy to ship. As far as I know, they're still waiting for the shipment to arrive at the warehouse, so it's not like they forgot to ship it or that it got lost. Yeah, that was what I was going to say. Thank you, Nocturne, for bringing that up. Yeah, we do the Mega Man Wily Wars, which is down here. It's Rockman Mega World. Now I'll get back to the Tetris thing. She bought a reproduction cartridge copy of that, which actually I think they enhanced the ROM, I believe, on that. Even more than the version in this. Because this version, I believe, is taking the NTSC version which was on the Sega channel. But that version she's getting is going to be better, and when we show that off, yeah, she's called dibs on that one, so we're going to run that cartridge. So thank you for bringing that up. Yeah, the Tetris case, Sega was making this when Nintendo was trying to get the rights to get Tetris. They had to go to Russia to get it, because it was Alexei Pajitnov who made Tetris start. Nintendo wanted to get the console rights. While they were over there, Tengen released a version that was unlicensed, and the Soviet Union went totally nuts on that, saying, you know, we're calling Mikhail Gorbachev in here. You're probably not going to get out of this alive if something's going on. You're stealing stuff of ours. That didn't happen. They found out that, okay, no, Tengen was stealing this out of everybody's nose. And Sega was making a version because they thought, oh, they'd be able to get the license. But then Nintendo got the license exclusive, and Sega had to ditch this. But there are copies of this that actually came out in the wild somehow. It was a finished game that way. But what happened is that they go for like $40,000, $50,000. It's that expensive. Like, they made like, I don't know, 50 that are actually in existence. But then what happened was when this unit came out, they decided, well, we're going to have this game release it as unreleased. It's like Star Fox 2 on the Super Nintendo Classic Edition unit. Alright, so then just to go quickly, Monster Hunter 4, Light Crusader, which is also Treasure, Landstalker, which definitely looks a little more anime-ish than the US version, Road Rash 2, Mega Man Mega World, Wonder Boy Monster World, and that's it. Okay, because the reason I was coming over here specifically is I want to show the Japanese version of Gunstar Heroes off very, very briefly. And as I said, Edwax, since you got here late, I'm not going to let you go home empty-handed to start. So, in this case, I can at least show a little bit as far as this. And you know what? Chat, what do you want to see as far as the first level? You know what? Let's throw the intro off a little, because as Oliver was mentioning, this is a totally different story for the US, or for the Japanese version, compared to the US. But it is all in Japanese now. Fine, because the Japanese version's fair enough. And the cutscene's the same, but as I said, just the language perspective. As far as whether this game is harder or not for Japan, I don't know, because this will preview when we do Dynamite Heady. Dynamite Heady is harder for the US than it is for Japan. And that's not to say that, oh, I'm playing the Japanese version because I can't handle the US version. The US version I played, when I did the US version years ago, and I don't have a recording of it, I used my Genesis copy. So it's not the case. I don't know if that's the case with this one, though. I say, watch this documentary on Tetris by the Gaming Historian. That is a great resource, Electverse. We mentioned the Gaming Historian on the show before. I'll definitely put that in the YouTube site version for that. And then we'll take a look at a level for this, and then we'll call it to the show, because that'll be about 2.5 hours. But yeah, anything you mentioned to that, we'll go into the YouTube site description when it goes up in a couple days. Alright, you know what? Let's show an expert. Why not? We showed Seven Force going badly. Alright, let's go in here. You know, let's show Fixed Shot, because, yeah, chat was saying they liked seeing Fixed Shot. So let's show what Fixed Shot is. Okay, they call it life, not vitality, so that's one other difference. Yeah, let's pull out, let's pull the fire out. And we did that. Oh, fine, we did everywhere. I was like, well, you know what? Fuck, let's do the Dice Palace again. Okay, so here's what, okay, fine, a couple differences. Alright, look at Red here. He looks a little more scrawny. Oh! So, okay, it's the case we had with Rystar, and Diamond Heady does this as well, where the character design, or the sprite, is a little different. Alright, so, also, I think some of the enemies are a little different. Some of those, turret things look a little unique. Okay, so he looks weird. Okay, here's the thing with a Fixed Shot. You're stuck in place when you fire, as opposed to what I was doing when I'm running. Okay, it's not doing me good, because I'm dying really quick. And you still do everything as far as the throws and all that, but in that case, you are able to shoot in every direction. Oh. Yeah! Hold me in place. See, I told you this was tough on Expert. I want to at least get in the palace, though, if nothing else, so we can show the dice perspective. Okay, that's different. Oh, crap. Oh. Oh, his voice is different. Okay, see, I've actually never touched the Japanese version of this. Okay, his animations are totally different for the jump. Okay. I did not know that. Alright, I'm learning stuff now, too. Crap. Come on, Birdie, give me some health. Okay, I'm on 1 health. Yeah, and there's more bullets to avoid on top of that, so that's the other case. Right. Yeah, it looks more like a kick. I'm surprised it's not that way in the US. It's weirder as a headband when he fires. Or when he fixes up. Oh, wait a minute. Blackfurs, hold on. Is that what this is? Is it that he wears this when he's at Fixed Shot? Oh, because you mentioned, are you and, Career, are... Careerish. I'm sorry. I hate the fact that I'm mispronouncing your name. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But at some point, tell me exactly what it is, and I'll make that go. But anyway, is that how it is for the fixed shot? Do they change the sprite, or is it just the Japanese version that does it? Yes. Okay. So that's what. All right. Thank you for letting me know. I did not know that, and as I mentioned, I don't know everything for this game. First, I was thinking like, oh, it's a Japanese version difference, but okay, fair enough. Like, no, get off. Oh, give me the fire. Give me the fire. Oh, give me the electricity. Okay, so they changed the sprite of the character based upon how your controls work. Okay, I've never seen anything like that. Also, the slowdown is much higher when you're on expert because there are just so many enemies on screen, even more than we saw. So, Dolly Finn, like you're saying, like this is an explosion of colors and, you know, death and, you know, enemies. Jesus, Jesus, fucking relentless. I think I didn't play this part of the game when I did the test on this. Right, there's health. All right, let's see how the dice part of this works. Okay, it's mostly the same. I think maybe there's spacing stuff between the take an item that's different, which, okay, it's minute, but I love the minutia. I think you know that if you've seen the show, or if you're new to the show, yeah, that's my idea. And I love hearing the minutia from all of you, including the idea of his sprite being different because of the control option. I still can't get over that. All right, so Vivalion. Okay, so well, that was the name of him from before, so that didn't change. Oh, actually, now I'm remembering that there's a boss in Mischief Makers that's like this, and I cannot wait to do Mischief Makers. And I realized today that that's the 25th anniversary to the day on the Saturday this year. I was like, oh my god, we're doing that. I find I'm dead, but I'll go to 2.5 hours as it was. So just give you full perspective, and I'm at full health, so. Okay, well, alright, you know, let me go on this first. I think I understand why he has a different sprite. I guess because for fixed shot, he's holding it two-handed. Okay, so that makes sense, because I guess for fixed shot, you're still, but it's also because you're aiming it with more precision. That is a great attention to detail now I'm thinking about it. As I said, I didn't know that, so thank you, Electros, for bringing that to my attention. So it's the little things. I think, if nothing else, I'll tell you this, and this might be part of my final take on this game, is that, as I mentioned at the beginning of the show, Treasure wanted to make this game so badly. They went to Konami saying, please, we want to option this for you or to release it. They said no. They went to Sega. They said, no, but we want to, no, because you're untested, but we see potential, so help us with McDonald's Treasure Adventure, which is a really good game too. And, okay, fine, he's burning. And then they eventually got it made. And then they also said, one other thing I don't think I mentioned, is that even though they finished McDonald's Treasure Adventure first, they said, we want to release this one first, like, about a month. So you clearly get the sense that, Masato Magawa, who was the head of Treasure, and everybody's involved in this game, which it's only 10 people who developed this game, by the way. I probably should mention that. They loved this game. They had clearly a passion for what they were doing, and they said, you know what, we want to get this game out there and show what we have at all costs. Even to the point of a small detail of saying, we want to have the animation different because of the fact we have this control difference. It's like, let's make that realistic for the purpose of, like, hey, you're free-shotting when you're, you know, one-handed, and then for two-hand, or for fixed, you're doing two. I am kind of amazed by that. So, if nothing else, it shows the dedication and the passion that people put into gaming, and put into it back then, on top of that. It's not just today. And surely they do that today, but, it's been there from the start. Now, let's see what we got as far as the next one. Maybe I can also show one of the spaces I didn't. We showed most of it off already. Bump, bump, bump. Although, see, there's also stuff in English as well. So it's like, hey, it's in Japanese. Alright, melon pan. Okay, that's a little different. Alright. Yeah, I'll just burn him to death. Or I always mention this from Rocker's Modern Life. I smell melon from the fatheads. But yeah, in that case, yeah, I'm smelling burnt melon. Alright, let's see what else we can do, and we'll see when I die, because it's really, I guess, the question above anything else. I'm amazed I'm going this far on Expert, I will say that. Although technically this game isn't limited to continue, so it doesn't really matter. Like, hey, you can just keep going. No. Yeah, you're going down. Also, I think you are on time. Okay, no, you are on time limit. Oh, wait, did I burn his face? You know, I'm gonna have to go back when I look on the video for this, for when we play through the whole game. I'm like, wait a second. Maybe that's something they changed, because that's one thing we're gonna deal with when we play Dynamite Heady. there are things they changed as far as the graphics for it. Not just the fact, like, hey, there's a lot of differences for that, but just because they changed some of the graphics as far as, you know, potential connotations that Japan doesn't really care about. The US does. So, and we'll get into those when we play that game. Specifically, I'm thinking of the Trip Head. And if you play that game, you know what I'm talking about for that. But we're going to show it off that way because that's the version. But yeah, in that case, like, maybe that was also the idea. Like, hey, they're changing the graphics for the purpose of, like, hey, maybe Sega didn't want to have it so that it was, you know, looking more potentially, you know, violent, I guess. Because this was a game that had the VRC GA general audience rating, as it was, surprisingly, despite the fact you're shooting a lot. But Contra Hardcore was the MA13, basically the equivalent of the teen rating. So, in that case, it's kind of weird the way that worked. Alright, so we're going to go through this till I die, and then at that point, that's going to be in the program. Alright, so there's the Phantom again, but... Alright, he did the slide. Okay, I don't know if he did that before. Oh, he's holding me. Damn. Get off. Also, he doesn't have a life bar. I'm just realizing that. So it's like, okay, ooh. Okay, that's weird. My getting hit sound or voice sounds the same. My kick is the same, which I think is actually in Rice Star as well. But my throw is different. Listen to this. Or... yeah, that. Yeah, I don't know why they did that, but I'm kind of fascinated. Alright, you know what? Let's try the bomb thing. Alright, boom. Okay, I missed. Oh, we got health. Also, I'm sorry if there's, like, the flashing thing with the red, but that's what happens when you get your health down, which, again, I've beaten the game. I probably shouldn't mention... should have explained that earlier, but, whatever. Yeah, let's just see what kills me. I guess that's really gonna be the question. Oh, Vortex Base. Yeah, I don't know what this is gonna be like fighting it here, but because I have free shot... oh! Holy shit, alright. The pattern... alright, that's the difference. The pattern is... oh, wow, holy crap. The pattern flashes on really fast. Damn, I did not know that happened. And again, I have not played this game on Expert. Maybe I should, but Jesus Christ, this is nuts. Alright, this is gonna kill me, but also because I'm being a little reckless. Oh. Yeah, you can barely see where that's going. Alright, fine, that took me down. Alright, fine, that's game over. And that was also a show over, technically. As far as that, I'm surprised I got 2.5 hours out of this game, but, I was able to do it, and... thank you very much for chat for coming to see Gunstar Heroes. Thank you for requesting it. I had a great time playing this game. I have a great time with all the games we play for the show, but still, I had a great time with this one, sharing my memories, hearing all of yours. Seeing very active chat to this, and I appreciate that as far as how that was. Okay, I guess it looks like in the cutscene, blue is okay, I guess red is the free shot, and blue is the fixed shot. All right. Which, again, I didn't know, and thank you, Electverse, for that, and thank you, everybody in the chat, for watching the show tonight for Super Old Games Saturday. I had a great time, and I love Gunstar Heroes. If you haven't played Gunstar Heroes, it is available on the Sega Genesis, where it's about $100-something. It's expensive. But it's also been ported to the Xbox 360, the PlayStation 3, the PlayStation 4, the PlayStation 5, technically, with backwards compatible stuff. Xbox One, technically, with the backwards compatible stuff, and Series S and Series X, and Switch, and PC. And Game Gear, technically, because there's a Game Gear version. And PlayStation 2, because the PlayStation 2 version in Japan ports this. And, oh, and, well, okay, I forgot one of the best versions of this. I don't know why it took me to the end of the show to remember this. 3DS. There's a version on 3DS, and this is one more memory. In fact, Edwack, since you're here, I'm going to share this memory. I have the 3D Gunstar Heroes on the Game Boy, not the Game Boy Advance, the sequels on the Game Boy Advance, the 3DS. It's fantastic. It was M2 ported, the same way that ported this one. But they also added 3D. It looks incredible. And my story for that is, Edwack, I'm sorry, I gotta remember that. It's a reference, by the way, to Marowak from Pokemon, so that's how I know now. Edwack and we worked together, and we had to go out on the field at one point. We had to go down to an early flight to go out. It was like 6 in the morning, our plane was. We were sitting in the airport at like 4 a.m. in the morning, like barely awake. I brought my 3DS, because like, let me play games while I'm on the road, not having to do work. So, I had my 3DS, I was playing this game, I was like, let me show you this game. I don't know if that was the first time you'd ever seen Gunstar Heroes, but I was just totally waxing philosophical and going nuts, and like, oh my god, this game is amazing, you have to play it. So it's that perspective, I think, of me, you know, still showing an excitement for this terrific game, and also, as I mentioned maybe earlier on, or if not, I'll mention it now. Okay, it's also different. Game Over, it shows on screen in Japan for the Japanese version, not in the US during the demo. But yeah, St. Aspartame, who I mentioned when we did Mr. Driller Online kind of a gaming inspiration in a lot of ways, and I'll have to get with him as far as, seeing how he's doing, and also point him to the show, because I think he'd like this. He loves this game. He's the one who introduced me to this game before I started playing it, saying, like, this is one of the best games on the Genesis, you have to play it. He was right, and yeah, my hat is off to you, my friend, and to everybody else, as far as that, and sharing the stories, and sharing the experiences with this terrific game, which I'd highly recommend, again. But alright, I think I've been talking too much. I think I have been, handled too much this, but thank you very much for watching Super Old Game Saturday for Gunstar Heroes. The version of this with the edits will be on the YouTube site in a couple of days. As soon as I hit that stop stream button, it will be up in the Twitch site for 2 weeks. I think that's the way that's working for it. I'll have to figure out the purpose of that, but honestly, I like it better as far as the YouTube site, like editing stuff in and making it a little cleaner, so it's like, hey, the intro comes in a little better and the outro comes in a little more naturally too. Yeah, they'll be up there in a couple of days. The link for that is over there in Twitch land somewhere. I'm pointing over there. You can't see me pointing, but it's over there. But yeah, so let's go into the schedule for the next couple of weeks. Next week is going to be Return to Kingdom Hearts. We're at part 5. It's going to be mostly cleanup. So what that's going to mean is that we're going to be going back. We're going to be finding all the Trinity symbols that we missed. We're getting all the 101 Dalmatians, because I think we have only about 30 or so to go. A little over, maybe. We're going to fight all the optional boss battles, including Sephiroth, and I leveled up to 100 to make sure I'll be okay with that. And Nocturne, thank you very much, by the way, for one other thing. You mentioned to me as far as the strategy for this. Use the, Christ, what's the name of that thing? The Strike Raid, where you throw the Keyblade. At first I was like, why would I want to do that? But then I realized, oh, you're invincible when you do that. So, okay, we're using the Strike Raid pretty extensively for the purposes, and I use it in my stuff. Yep, Strike Raid. Okay, thank you. I just want to make sure I had the name right. I should know, I was doing the practice of it last night, sort of, and also for the purpose of, getting myself to level 100, and getting the achievement that comes for getting to 100. Well, fine. Everybody's up to level 100 except for one character, and you'll see who that is next week at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. As far as whether we're going to go 5 hours or not, I'll say this. Usually we do with the RPGs. As far as how that works, I don't know. I'm going to have to look into that this week as far as how long that's going to be running for it, because I don't know if we can feasibly finish the game next time, even with all the stuff I'm doing. I don't think so. But I think what I'll do is, maybe it'll be a little short, maybe like 4 hours, or how long it is till we get to the point where we'll be all set to go to the end of the world for February. And then for February, we'll go to the end of the world, and that'll be the end of the game. We'll start the next RPG in March, which is going to be Sailor Moon Another Story for the Super Famicom, of which I have a translated reproduction cartridge copy of it. So that's how we're going to be playing that. That's going to be late March, by the way. But for February, the schedule's a little bit up in the air, except for the end of February, where Nocturne and I, Nocturne's in the chat, thank you very much for showing up, and to everybody as well. We're going to go back to Mega Man Legends. I know I've been saying, what are we going to do with that? That's been kind of a... We mentioned COVID case, as far as that being a case to certain things. That was a big stymieing block. The scheduling was never working for a long time. But I said, like, fine, the show must go on for the time being, but we're not leaving that. I'm not leaving any of the games they're hanging, which is that one. This is going to start in Goemon, which I'll restart at some point this year. And, I think that's it. As far as the games are hanging, I think. But I'll put it in it if that's wrong. But yeah, that's the end of next month. But as far as what else is next month, I have to get with Protorova, because we're doing part 2 of The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time next month. Depending on when he's available, how his schedule's looking, we'll do it that week. I should have an answer for you for the specific schedule for next month quickly, or for next week, at least. And also, on top of that, we're going to be doing Star Fox with the Super Nintendo on the Request of Lectors. We're going to do all 3 paths. I'm going to practice, so we can do all 3 paths for that. And I think in that case, what I'll probably do is if I can, I'll try and make that later in the month. So actually, we'll probably come back to Kingdom Hearts maybe a little sooner. I mean, if I can get all my ducks in a row this way, and if Protorov is set for his scheduling cases, my tentative thought is that 2 weeks from now will be part 2 of Ocarina of Time, if I can do it. If not, I will do Kingdom Hearts for 2 weeks concurrent for next week, and then the week after, then we can finish it. And then probably at that point, then I'll do... I'll have to figure that. But I mean, if it's going to work that way, 2 weeks will be Ocarina of Time, then I'll do Kingdom Hearts to finish it, and then Star Fox, and then, what is it? Mega Man Legends. Sorry, I shouldn't remember that. Nocturne, you're the one who's going to be on that game again, and playing the game again, as far as that, so that's the case. Star Fox. Oh, Dollyfin, you're excited to Star Fox. I will say this, I don't know if you were in the chat on this one, I do have Star Fox 64 that we did last year, last April, by the way. That is on the YouTube site. That is one of my favorite streams we've done, as far as that, and I would recommend that one very highly. if you want to go get a sense of other shows that I've done, or that we've done as far as this. Not just me, it's all of you in the chat. You've all made the show what it is, and I thank you so much for that. The shows we did, this is our show. It's your show as much as my show, but it is ours. So, we did that game. It was actually on request of Lekverse as well, and then also Proto-Revel was in chat on that one. We had a great time on that game. That was a terrific one, so if you want to get that set, you can see the Nintendo 64 version, and then we'll play the original on the Super Nintendo, because that was the first one that came out. Another case of pushing technology in 16-bit games in 1993, to the point where there was a built-in chip, the Super FX chip, for the purpose of that, to show off its amazing graphics too. Great, I'll need to check that out on YouTube. Well, it is all there, all the shows are there, and yeah, there's some good stuff to keep you entertained during the week. If you want your Super Old Game Saturday fix at some point, whenever that is, it's all there for you. Alright, so I think with that, I think I've kind of went on still too long. But thank you for putting up with that, number one. Number two, thank you for showing up on the show tonight. Thank you for watching tonight. Great time with this one. And just to reiterate the schedule, next week is Kingdom Hearts Part 5. And then for February, we have Star Fox Super Nintendo, finale of Kingdom Hearts, Part 2 of Ocarina of Time, and Part 2 of Mega Man Legends that are coming up. And then a lot of interesting stuff for March. As I said, also some of those anniversary shows. I mentioned two of them, which are going to be Space Channel 5, which is in June. The Crazy Nerd's going to be on with me for that one. And then also Mischief Makers, which is also, I guess, the next time we're going to touch Treasure. Now I'm thinking about it, because I don't know when I want to do Gunstar, or not Gunstar Heroes. I don't know when I want to do Gunstar Super Heroes, the sequel to this. But I also don't know when I want to do Dynamite Headdy, because I'm doing the Japanese version. Since it's all Japanese text, and there's Japanese, story bits that are not in the US version, I kind of want to get a translation for that, or find a translation written down, because I'm going to be using this. I think they're like fan translation stuff for PC, but if I can avoid using that, I want to, so at least I'll get a sense like what the story is, because it's way different. Just like Gunstar Heroes is. In fact, there is Gunstar Heroes, and thank you very much, Red and Blue, for the experience for that, and thank you all in the chat, and all in the YouTube land when you see this, I guess, as well. Watch the Super Old Game Saturday. With that, yeah, I think I need to stop talking now, so, and thank you so much. I think the thing is just my gratitude is just never ceasing. So thank you very much for that. Keep those requests coming. We'll get to them. Thank you, good night. Thank you, Dollyfin. Thank you, Nocturne. Thank you, Electverse. Thank you. I'm just going to name everybody in the chat. Thank you, Edwack. Thank you, Careerish. I'm sorry if I got your name wrong. I apologize. Trust me, I relate. Captain T-Trag. That's not actually how that's pronounced. Well, fine. I pronounce it that way because it's wrong. It's a joke on that. So it's like, oh, there you go. But thank you all for watching Super Old Game Saturday. Hope you had a good time, and I will see you next week for Part 5 of Kingdom Hearts. Until then, keep being awesome, have a great night, I'll see you next week, and take care.